Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Welcome to the morning kickoff. I am your host, Tony, aka Low Tone Tony. All right. So Carolina has already exercised Bryce Young's fifth-year option, which means he is under contract through the 2027 season. Brandt Tilis kept any extension conversations private, but he called Bryce an ascending quarterback whose ceiling remains unknown. He also said the organization will see how this year plays out. That gives Carolina time, but time cuts both ways. Extend Bryce before another strong season, and the Panthers could secure their franchise quarterback before the prices rises. Wait until the season ends and Carolina receives another full year evidence, but that additional proof could become expensive. So here's today's opening debate. Should the Panthers extend Bryce Young before the season or make 2026 the final evaluation before committing long term? We will separate what Tillis confirmed from what we can reasonably infer, examine both sides of the extension decision, and establish what Bryce must prove if Carolina waits. At halftime, we will spotlight Carolina's Week 17 home game against the Seattle Seahawks. Then in the second half, we will establish what Kenny Pickett and Haynes King must prove in Thursday's Hall of Fame game. Now let's shake a little honey from the tree, and we will begin with the injury and availability update. All right. And let me bring up Poppin real quick. Poppin, what's good? What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
What's good? What's good? What's good? Just going over this injury and availability update. So Robert Hunt, Tommy Tremble, Mitchell Evans, and Bobby Brown all returned to practice yesterday. I'm gonna put you on mute for a second there, Poppin. Bobby Brown is coming back from a hamstring injury. Mitchell Evans is coming back from a lower ankle sprain. And Tommy Trembles is coming back from, I believe he has soreness in his knee. All right. And Robert Hunt is back and in pads for the first time this season, if I'm not mistaken. He returned to practice Monday, which was yesterday. Carolina did not announce that he was unrestricted or confirmed his availability for Thursday. All right. Also with Tommy Tremble, he was in pads after missing Fan Fest with knee soreness. Okay. Mitchell Evans did have the lower ankle sprain. They did not announce whether he was on restrict or whether he would play Thursday as well. And with Bobby Brown II, again, like I mentioned, his hamstring, and the Panthers did not announce his complete workload progression or Thursday status. All right. Damien Lewis also was out with a calf issue. Okay. We also know about Tershawn Wharton. He's going to be out for to the foreseeable future. So there definitely hasn't been no a date or timetable for his return. And also Saahdiq Charles is being evaluated with a calf. What do you say? Said no diagnosis or roster designation or timetable was announced. The impact that he will have is he has been receiving first team guard work, so his availability affects the starting contingency plan and Thursday reserve offensive line. So we will see how that play out come Thursday for the Hall of Fame game. All right. And that's it for the injury report. All right. So the first half is definitely talking about the Carolina Panthers. And of course, should Carolina extend Bryce Young now or wait until the 2026 season is complete? That is the topic of the day. I guess you could kind of say some of the same information was brought out in the interview with Brandt Tilis yesterday. Some things he seemed hesitant to speak on. They was trying their best to get answers out of him. He was doing his best not to try to show his hand or give anybody any indication on where the team, the organization was leaning when it comes to Bryce, um, his contract extension. But here are the facts, though. Carolina exercised Bryce's fifth-year option, so he's under contract through 2027. Tilis did not confirm an offer, deadline, or active negotiation. He said extension conversations would remain internal. Tilis described Bryce as an ascending quarterback whose ceiling remains unknown. He said the organization will see how the year plays out. Bryce helped Carolina win the NFC South last season. Canales has praised Bryce's faster processing, anticipation, chemistry, and leadership. All right. Tillis also said any extensions, whether it's with Bryce or anybody else, any of those negotiations, we'll just keep those conversations internal and amongst the organization and the agent. He also said we'll just see how the year plays out. So it kind of gave people the impression that nothing will probably get done until after the season. Um, some of the beat reporters again were asking, will anything get done before the season? Me personally, I don't think so. I don't believe so. But anytime Bryce is coming up in conversation nowadays, that question is going to be asked. And, especially if Brandt Tilis is up on the podium, um, he'll be the main one getting asked that question. And Dan Morgan. I think Dave Canales right now is more focused and controlled about the season than any contract negotiations. So, Poppin, what's up with you, my brother? Top of
What's
the
up,
morning
man?
to
What's
you.
top of the morning, man? Hope you enjoyed your tea and muffins already, which I'm sure you have.
Already, I had that's pronto. That's first thing in the morning, my G. That's first thing in the morning. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm trying out this new tea. The wife took me to a new breakfast spot that her and her friend had went to last week, and
hmm
they got this. It's called a Long Island strawberry tea, and it's a black tea, right? So it means it got the highest dose of a caffeine in it. Tastes really good. Tastes really good, and not
Nice.
like a Long Island iced tea that you would get with alcohol, but that's just
Right.
the name of it, though. Yeah, that's just the name of it. Um, so what do you think about um Brandt Tilis um comments yesterday in the press conference regarding Bryce Young extension and whether there should be the question was asked, should he be extended before the season or after the season? He kind of was leading more towards after the season. I think he kind of believes that it's still in the evaluation stage. There's things that they probably need to see, let this year play out, and they will let the extension take care of itself. What do you believe?
Uh, well, I figured a lot of people are gonna go live talking about their favorite player, Bryce Young, this week. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from the conversation, he said a lot of nothing and a lot of something. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so I think the key thing that he said is he wants the best for the organization. I'm curious of how true he's gonna stay to his word. Um, I'm not under the impression that a deal has to get done after this season.
Hold that
Um,
thought. Hold
okay.
that thought right there. Shout out to B Wise for the 4.99 super chat. He said, "Good morning. Appreciate the content as always." Hey, top of the morning to you, B Wise. Thank you for tapping in. Appreciate the 4.99 super chat that will be used wisely and goes towards supporting the channel. Um, Yeah, I was going to say something else, but I lost train of thought just that quick. But yeah, appreciate the 4.99 super chat. Be wise. Really appreciate that. Go ahead, Poppin.
Yeah, so I'm not under the impression that something has to get done in this off season. I think that Bryce Young and his agent would, just like any other quarterback would in the timeline that they're in. Um, but like I said, the key word is he said he wants the best for the organization. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's gonna really have people either not saying nothing about it that he said that they'll run away from
Right.
that, or
So you
they'll
caught that too, huh?
hmm or they will be honest,
Right.
bring it to the front. And because when you're listening to these guys talk, you almost gotta sit here and decipher every single thing to try to get you a couple, you know, little trails of where they're trying to go. He definitely made sure that he wasn't trying to give up too much um in the conversation of what's been taking place in the back, but they have definitely have been talking. Um and I'm pretty sure now that they've kind of put it on a standstill because Bryce can't get paid off of what he's done. Well, he can't get paid the big dollars off of what he's done so far. So that being said, um, I'm not like I said. I don't think that just because he has one good year that they're going to be impressed to go ahead and give him a whole boatload of money. I think they would tag
Right.
him again and say, "Okay, prove it to us," um, because you don't want to be in that Tua situation. Uh, and there's other examples of quarterbacks that got paid and did absolutely nothing. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Not V Kalu 24 said good morning, fellas. Good morning, Not V. Appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in as well. B Amos said Big Tone. What's going on, B Amos? Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. Thank you for being here this morning. Candy Girl said morning, everyone. Morning, everyone. Good morning, Candy Girl. Thank you for tapping in as always. What was your coffee and pastry this morning? What kind of muffin you had this morning? I know you had one. Stratton 843 said good morning, y'all. Keep pounding. Good morning, Stratford. Stratton. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit that like button. Tebow C Panther 59 said good morning, LTT. What's going on, Tebow? Thank you for tapping in. Cyburn said good morning. Good morning, Cyburn. Zip said good morning, Tony. Good morning, chat. Good morning to you, Zip. Thank you for tapping in. You guys make sure you hit that like button on your way in. Rock Jones said good morning, cousin. What's good, Rock? Appreciate you for tapping in as always. Okay. Be wise. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, be wise. All right. Let's say the Falcons want us to NFC South. Well, that depends on how you want to look at it, Frankie. Depending on how you want to look at it. If that's how you feel. Uh Eternal 252 said Tillis also said I think one way and they think I think another way. Okay. You have to let me know about that Eternal because I don't remember him saying something like that. But what did he say exactly? All right. Tar Heel F3, you said the Falcons thing. Okay. Frankie. Let's see, Frankie. The Tiller said what the fans want to hear to avoid what Tampa's going through with Mayfield. All right, I got you. And Tony, just tea this morning, no pastry. Oh, okay. I don't know what to tell you on that one, Candy Girl. I gotta have me a muffin in the morning. Gotta have me a muffin. All right, Papa. So I guess
Mhm.
I kind of already hinted at the first question. So the first question is, what did Tillis reveal and what did he keep private? What do you think he revealed and what do you think he kept private? But not
Well,
saying what maybe he wanted to say or what fans think he should have said.
let's start off what he did say. He said that
Okay.
everything is done collaborative. So he's not the one person that can say it all. He don't have the overall say. So when you think
Facts.
about that, what does that entail? That means this is a four-headed monster that you got to get through.
Right.
David Tepper, Brandt Tilis, Dan Morgan, Canales. Now, one thing I like about Brandt Tilis is that I call him pretty much the android. He don't have no feelings about these players.
Nah.
He's not here to coddle anybody. He wants the best for the organization. Now, I want y'all people to question yourselves when y'all think about this. It's about business, not emotions. When he sat down with Patrick Mahomes and wrote up that brilliant contract, it was the best for the organization. Not only that, it was to a quarterback who proved that he was a franchise quarterback. Now, what he didn't say is when he has to sit down with the other three-headed monsters, how much of their emotions and their closeness to players is going to be put on the table. Because, like I said, Brandt Tilis ain't out there calling no plays. Brandt Tilis ain't sitting here checking on your mama and your kids and all that. Brandt Tilis is looking at the numbers and what's best
Right.
for the organization. Go ahead. I can
No,
talk more, but
I just no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, do
okay,
your thing.
okay.
I just say you right because he already said that he thinking of 2027.
Right. And that's the thing. He's already teleported. Like, this ain't Brandt Tilis not here. That's really his clone sitting up there talking to y'all. He's already next year. I've heard him say he's 2 years beyond. He's already thought about that. So I also want to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
some of us, we play VM, we play Cap God and all that other stuff. But really, he is the Cap God. And y'all know I'm just
Right.
saying, and just playing, not like a god, but he is the Cap God here because he already
Yeah.
has the money figured out,
Allocated.
allocated,
Yep.
dispersed, hidden in the Panthers' vault for a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want y'all to hear when I said
Hey.
that again. He already has the money allocated, put up in the Panthers' vault to pay a franchise quarterback. So he's not sitting up here thinking because he's already a year ahead or 2 years ahead. He's not thinking about where the money's coming from. We're thinking about, well, who's going to find the money? They got the money. They got
Yeah.
the money. And number two, my last statement, something he said, they asked him, do you think that y'all have done a well enough job with the talent that you put around Bryce? He said, absolutely, as if you spat in his face. Nobody should
Mm.
question any more of the talent on this team. Bryce Young has everything he needs and more. People just got to go out there and perform. But no matter what happens, it's going to come down to y'all beloved Bryce Michael Jackson Young.
Well, I can tell you, his comments did not confirm that formal negotiations are underway. He did not confirm that. He did not confirm that Carolina has submitted an offer. He did not confirm that Bryce wants an agreement before the season. He did
Mm-hmm.
not confirm that the Panthers intend to wait, and he also did not confirm what Carolina believes Bryce is worth. He has those five things he did not confirm yesterday in that press conference. His body language supports patience. It does not close the door on an agreement. I believe the conclusion is that Carolina likes Bryce's direction and intends to keep the contract process private, which they do, which they are known to do when it comes to contract negotiations for anybody on the team. Like they keep those kind of things private. You rarely see contract negotiations being leaked to the public where it's
I
broadcast on ESPN and stuff like that and people are talking
I.e.
about it.
Evero.
Huh?
I said I.e.
Oh,
Evero.
oh, oh! Yeah, that was some that was some special ops type secrets right there because
What?
nobody had a clue.
Right.
Nobody.
I've been
The
hoodwinked.
players probably didn't even have a clue.
Right.
Yeah. Um. So question two, Poppin.
Yeah.
Would extending Bryce now create value or force Carolina to price incomplete evidence?
Will it force value or do what?
No, would extending Bryce now create value or will they force Carolina to price incomplete evidence? Meaning, if they're still evaluating,
Oh yeah,
yeah, you got
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Okay.
It's the second one. I mean, there's nobody in their right mind. If you look at stats, numbers, so that's the thing that I want people to understand.
Mm-hmm.
This is business first. Every single player is a business. They're an entity. They're an entity. They're selling themselves for what they can produce or provide for an organization. So all the emotions of this person went through this and this person was in that situation. They don't care because once they
Right.
invest in you, and you can't tell them they did a bad job, then that means so we should believe in you since uh we went and got you. They're not. You can't accept that. As a player, you're not gonna be able to sit there and say that too much because you're trying to get paid. All the emotions that people are gonna give about the situations that he went through the first year and the second year, it ain't gonna matter. Only thing's gonna matter is numbers when it comes to this stuff. Numbers and winning. That's it.
Okay. So
So
so so do
yeah,
you believe that he should get an extension before the season or he should wait?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. You have to show me, and you're gonna have to show them that this is gonna be well money spent. You got to think about it, Tony. They've already invested. Have they gotten back in from their investment? When they look at their
No.
receipt, they're like, "Hey, hold on, they still owe me some." Take this back. Let's see if we can work out something. Y'all, this is
Yeah.
off. So
Well, what about another strong season? If he have another strong season like he did this past season,
that was a
that could
strong
increase
season to
the
you?
price. I'm just
See,
saying.
no, Tony.
Hold. So okay, so let me answer the question. Of
Okay.
his 3 years that he have played thus far,
Uh-huh.
last year was the strongest season that he has had thus far.
Okay.
In his 3 years, year three was his strongest season, in my opinion. So if he goes out and have another season or better than last season, don't you believe that the price will increase?
His value will go up if that's what you're asking me. His value will go up
Right.
as far as where he's marketed today. It will be different after the season, but that doesn't give him any more. It will give him a little bit more push to want to get a contract. But once again, it's business, right? You
Mm-hmm.
give me consistency, right? They want to see consistency. We all want to see consistency. We want to
Right.
see consistency winning, and they want to see you consistently moving up and elevating within your game. 1 year, and just because you did 1 year better than last year, which was below average, that's the thing, y'all. This is the thing they're gonna talk about. They're gonna compare him to everybody else. You can't compare Bryce to nobody else. Sorry, that's not how it works. because the market does. The market compares every quarterback to the next quarterback. That's how other quarterbacks get paid. Just look at the franchise players in the game. They'll take 1 more million more just so they can be the highest paid so and so, right? If
See,
the mark, go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So if the market is set at a certain presentation or level, and he's below all the other quarterbacks in his stats. And I don't mean stats that you can, just throw out there that, just all of a sudden, like big time throws, they're not going to talk about that in the season. I promise you that. They won't because it has
Right.
so many different variables uh, to it. But they're going to stick to the main thing and keep it the main thing when it comes to negotiation. And he's been below
Right.
average. That's just the truth.
Right. So I highlight this comment by Eternal 252. He said
Right.
from rookie year to year 3 is only 167-yard difference. They're not going to make you a franchise off that. That's not progress. That's the same shit. So let me just I don't believe I have to explain this, but for you, Eternal, I will. So the progress isn't just based off of the amount of yards he has thrown. That's not how you evaluate, and that's not the only evaluation that determines whether someone should be paid or not, or you look at them as whether they're the franchise quarterback or not. If that's the only indication that you could think of, then my friend, you don't understand the quarterback position. Cause it's more than just how many yards somebody threw for. We talking about his full growth and maturity as a quarterback from his rookie year to now. We ain't just talking about just yards. That's not how you evaluate any player, let alone the quarterback. No, that that is not. If it was that simple, then everybody that has been getting quarterback extensions and getting big contracts wouldn't be getting them. You know what I'm saying? Because the yards, at the end of the day, the yards don't dictate what you have done in the win loss column. We've had this conversation 100 times over, 100 times over, and I ain't even going to go back down that road. But like I just said, it's more to it. It's more to it than how many passing yards that somebody threw. And again, Eternal, why did Dak get 60 million? Well, you would need to ask Jerry Jones why he paid Dak Prescott 60 million and have not gotten anything in return. You ask Jerry Jones that.
I'm curious.
Oh man.
I'm curious. Do you think Dak Prescott's a bad quarterback?
No, I don't think he's a bad quarterback.
No, I
No,
was
I
saying
don't.
I wonder if Eternal think Dak's a bad quarterback.
Oh
I was curious.
no, like that when so again, I've said this time and time before. It's irregardless of what you think of Bryce, what I think of Bryce, what anybody think of Bryce. The market dictates their value. You
Yeah.
cannot you cannot beat the market. The market goes up each and every year. From the quarterback position to the defensive ends to the wide receivers to the cornerbacks, every year the market goes up. So whether you believe Bryce is worth 50 or 55 million, he's going to get 50 to 55 million because that's what the market is going to dictate. And by the time he gets his 50 or 55 million, whoever the next quarterback is going to be higher than that. Because these contracts that just been signed, they raising the value come next year. Patrick Mahomes' new deal is 64 million. Him and Dak Prescott are the only two quarterbacks in the NFL making over 60 million. Now you compare the two. I want somebody to compare Patrick Mahomes to Dak Prescott and then tell me Dak Prescott is worth 60 million. I'll wait. I would definitely wait. I got time today. In my Coach Prime voice, I got time today. Let me bring up Rashad. I hope he ain't.
Here we go.
Yeah, I hope he. Yeah, Rashad, what's happening?
Yo, what to do?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I hear y'all. Yeah, you hear me?
Okay. What's on your mind, bro?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in the conversation, man. Yeah, I'm letting y'all go ahead and get off while I get in on this Bryce thing, man. Cause I hear popping, he got his opinion, but it is what it is. Like I
Oh
told
no,
everybody
these
else.
no opinions. These are facts. I ain't gave
I
my
mean,
opinion.
yeah, I know.
I ain't gave
Yeah,
my opinion yet.
y'all been doing that all off season, bringing up the same stats. I mean, yeah, we all know it's a fact, but it's also a fact that he has improved every year, whether it's slightly or marginally, it's still improving. You know what I'm saying?
I, I
And
get
he,
that. I
you
get
know,
that, Rashad.
well, he's going into his
But
fourth year.
improvement doesn't mean uh how
Don't
do I
mean
want to
what?
say it? Improving. You can improve, but that doesn't necessarily um how much you improve. It depends on how much you get paid. I'll put it like that.
So,
That's
like,
part of
I'm
it.
here.
I would
Yeah,
I would say that's part of it. But what I'm trying to tell people, and I hope people will understand this, and maybe they don't want to understand it. Maybe they like to, you know, still voice their opinion and ignore the facts. Again, the facts are in today's sports world. Yes, you do get paid off production, but also the market also drives up what you get paid. If I would
Yeah.
ask you who were the top 10 quarterbacks get paid currently right now in the NFL, out of the top 10, how many have went to the Super Bowl or at least to the NFC AFC championship? I already know the answer, but I'm just asking you. And if you
probably
if
like two or
anybody's
three.
out there and they want to look up, hold on, they want to look up who's the top 10 paid NFL quarterbacks currently. And if you can look at that list and tell me that every top 10 is worth the money that they're getting paid, then again, I got a bridge here in the desert with no road that I'll sell you.
Well, let me ask you this, Tony. How many of those guys are franchise quarterbacks that got paid?
So let me tell y'all about franchise quarterbacks. So let's go back in revisionist history, right? When teams draft you, especially if you're a first overall, top 5, top 10 pick, and they have invested certain amount of draft capital, maybe to move up to get you, or they gave you a certain amount of money, after your rookie contract, when they extend you, they already view you as a franchise quarterback. There's not a starting quarterback in my mind in the NFL right now that's not being viewed by somebody in the main office as their franchise quarterback. Hell, even Brock Purdy, he may not been viewed as the franchise quarterback his first year in San Francisco, but by the time he got that extension, he was viewed as the franchise quarterback. That's the reason why he got the extension that he got. All right. Um, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence didn't have a good 3 or 4 years rookie season, but Jacksonville values him as their franchise quarterback. Hence the reason why he got the extension and the money that he got. All right. Minnesota didn't value Sam Darnold, but Seattle did. Hence the reason why Seattle has given him the extension that they gave him. Everybody views their quarterback right now as a franchise quarterback. If you're a starting quarterback in the NFL, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You take Kyler Murray for instance. Let's use Kyler Murray for instance. He got a one year contract proving deal in Minnesota. The reason why that contract is like that because Arizona is paying 98% of that contract. So Minnesota could get him for $1.5 million. Because the other $40 million is coming from Arizona. Now, what you think Kyler Murray is going to do if he go out there and prove himself to Kevin O'Connell in the Minnesota Brass? They're going to look at him as a franchise quarterback. If he goes out there and improve, they're going to give him an extension. Whether it's a team that drafted you or traded you to another team, at some way, shape, form, or fashion, these GMs, these owners, these head coaches look at their quarterback as a franchise quarterback. Now, I just wait for somebody to tell me any different. Make it make sense to me. Go ahead, Poppy.
What you want me to make sense of?
Any of it.
I'm not disagreeing.
What?
I mean, who?
No.
It's something up to them. I mean, what I might think of a franchise quarterback, it might be different than them.
Right.
But I'm not in that seat. I was just curious of which quarterbacks got paid. Did you think that were franchise quarterback? I mean, I understand when the GMs pay you all that money that they look at you as the franchise quarterback. I mean, hell, I'm guessing Daniel Jones is a franchise quarterback. I don't know. I don't know what they think, but
yeah.
Hey, but at the end of the day,
I would say, regardless. So I don't. Me personally, I don't put every quarterback in a as a franchise quarterback. That's me personally.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
What I will say, the only person, honestly, from a quarterback standpoint, that you can never say anything or argue about however much money they get paid is Patrick Mahomes. Because nobody in the league right now in the past 10 years has done what Patrick Mahomes has done.
Right.
Josh Allen, not a Super Bowl or AFC Championship. If I'm correct, I don't think he's been to the AFC Championship yet. Lamar Jackson, no Super Bowl. I don't think he's been to an AFC Championship. No, neither one of them has been to an AFC Championship. Somebody correct me on that. I can't remember.
I think
remember
Lamar
off the
has.
top of my head.
I think Lamar been to a championship.
Lamar has.
To AFC Championship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The only ones I could think of that been to Super Bowl in the past 10 years is Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes. I feel like it's somebody else I'm missing.
Yeah, Jared Goff. Did Jared Goff go to the Super Bowl?
You got to a championship.
No. They didn't go.
No,
they went to the championship.
No,
they went to the
Yeah, they went to
championship.
the championship.
And Matthew Stafford took them the next year. Right. Yeah.
You got Drake May.
Yeah, Drake May went last year. Yeah. And he's still a rookie, so he ain't even talking about extension with him right now. I'm talking about guys that have gotten paid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right,
like
right.
whether it's they second, third, fourth contract, whatever the case may be. Sam Darnold won one last year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl twice. You know, but and it's crazy because people talk differently about Jalen Hurts, and he done been to 2 Super Bowls. Then they talk about Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. You know, people like that ain't never been or sniffed the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get it.
Because he don't throw for 3,000, 4,000 yards.
And that's dumb.
Yeah,
that's dumb.
because,
It shouldn't even matter. This is a team sport. Like I've always said, this is the ultimate team sport. Football is the ultimate team sport. Not one player can just put a team of 52 other players on their back and lead them somewhere, you know, all by themselves. Nobody does that.
Yeah, I think
it's impossible to do it. When you got 10 other men on the field with you, it's impossible. Go ahead, Rashad.
I mean, Yeah, I think a lot of guys would rather have a guy that come in and give you 4,000 yards and like 30 plus touchdowns and maybe win you 8 or 9 games a year compared to somebody that may only throw for 33 or 3,400 and like 25 or 26 touchdowns
Yeah.
and win games because they want the stats. The stats are, you know, the you know how, are the jewels of people's eyes or something. I don't know. People love stats. I mean, it's like the Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins can get you 4,000 a year. Kirk can get you, 30 plus TDs a year. He can complete 67% of his passes a year. But why do people dislike Kirk Cousins, Pop?
Mm-hmm.
I I think Kirk Cousins is a it's like 50-50 with Kirk Cousins. I think Tom he's ran out of time for Kirk. He's ran out of time because of age. If
I'm just
Kirk
talking. I'm,
Cousins,
I'm just talking about like as far as like the numbers that he gives you like throughout his career, as far as passing numbers and touchdowns and wins losses compared to like a guy who don't throw as many yards and don't have all those glamorous numbers like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
So
think
when it
people dislike Kirk Cousins though. That's my thing. Like you saying that people dislike I don't think so though. I think he just hasn't really been in a stable situation. He's been so many different places. I think Kirk Cousins at one point could have been a franchise quarterback, but hey, business. Where he said we are talking about business now. Kirk Cousins won the highest paid contract
yeah,
getters too.
he get
You
that
know
money
why?
Yeah,
every year.
But
exactly.
because of his production.
Production during production during the regular season.
Yeah.
Same
But,
same same thing can be said about Dak Prescott. But when you think about
mhm,
the type of money until Patrick Mahomes signed his new deal last month, Dak Prescott has been the highest paid quarterback in the league for the past 3 years or
mhm,
better. So
mhm.
if you are the highest paid player in football, shouldn't your team be getting more for their value that they're paying you in return? What
Well,
if Dak Prescott was on any other team besides the Cowboys, do you think he'd be getting $60 million a year?
I don't know. He's been in like the top 10 as far as quarterbacks the last 3 years. But that's the conflicting part. You know what I'm saying? If you have I don't know if he would get. No, I don't think he'd get 60 million nowhere. No. Let me answer your question.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Okay. So that's all I'm saying. And it's not about what I want Bryce to get, because I've never said what I want Bryce to get. Nobody has never heard me say I think Bryce is worth X amount of money. He should command this. I ain't never said that. All I'm saying is the market value. When people out here talking about, oh yeah, I wouldn't pay Bryce no more than about 35, 40 million a year. Okay, what market value or what numbers are you watching from 2016? Because 2026, that's not the market value. And him being the first overall pick, um, getting ready to go into his contract extension, the capital that was given up to get him, all that plays into a factor. Now,
Hmm.
people are going to be surprised. People are going to be surprised when he gets more than what they thought he should get, because
Oh,
that's
so you
not
saying he is gonna
always.
get paid here? Breaking news. Okay.
Well, yeah, I believe. Yeah, I believe Carolina's going to give him an extension. Yeah, I believe Carolina's going to get. I've said that. I've said that. That ain't nothing new. I've said they. I believe they going to give him in. They are going to give Bryce an extension. I don't believe that it will be this year. I believe it will be next year. But that's just what I believe. But I'm asking you guys on the panel and those that are in the chat, what do you believe? What is your opinion on it? Because my opinion is my opinion. That's just what I believe. That don't mean it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, in my
I believe he
opinion,
gonna
he's
get
not getting
paid too.
paid unless he keeps reaching his standard. That's playoffs. I think we have to go to the playoffs again. I think he has to do better with his numbers than last year. Um, I even believe in a the team can absolutely fail. Right? We can go 2-15, but if Bryce numbers is good, he can get paid. But like I said, it doesn't really matter what nobody else does. It just matters what Bryce does. I mean, because this is Bryce contract. It don't matter what anybody does. It ultimately up
Hmm.
to what Bryce do on that field. Everybody can be but if Bryce go out
Right.
there and they see that his targets is on point, but somebody dropping the ball. They see that he put his body on the line. They see that he's
Talk to him.
taking control of the offense. He will get paid, you
Talk to him,
know.
I don't
Poppy.
know.
Now, that's what I'm talking about right there. What you just said, because it all goes back to how they evaluated Bryce from their first year with him, which was his second year. They're gonna look at the evolution that they believe that he has had from his rookie year to his second year to his third year. Not just about how many yards you thrown, but everything. I can honestly sit here and say Bryce don't look like the same quarterback mentally than he did his first year. When he got benched those first two games, I was glad he got benched because those first two games, he looked like a shell of himself. He looked like a deer in headlights. And I've said that on live. So I was glad he got benched because I did not think he was ready. Now,
I was shocked.
whatever conversation that was had between week 3 and what was that, week 6 when he came back popping. I think he only missed like 3 games
Uh,
when
He
because
missed like six.
Andy Dalton got in the accident. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he missed 1 game his rookie year, 3 games year 2, and 1 game last year.
Nah,
So
no,
yeah,
no. Bryce got bitched for like at least like 5 or 6 weeks.
no, it wasn't that. It wasn't that long. Go back and check.
Yeah, his second
I've
year he
already
got
done that. He's only missed a total of 5 games in his career. One
he
his
played
rookie
40
season.
46 games in the last 3 years in his career.
Yeah, 40. Yeah. So he missed 1 game his rookie year because the quote unquote ankle thing. Y'all remember that he sat out 1 game. Andy Dalton played
46 or
that Seattle
46, something like
game.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Then he missed the next 3. He missed 3 weeks in year 2 because he got benched. Only reason he got back in because Andy Dalton got injured his hand, quote unquote, in that car accident that happened. But whatever happened during that time period, Bryce came back and started looking like a different quarterback. He didn't look like the same guy from year 1. He didn't look like the same guy from the first 2 years. I mean, the first 2 games of his second season. And I just believe that when he came back, he started building upon that, and it carried over into last year. Now I hope that the projection, which I believe tends to be looking up, I hope he gets even better this year. Now, how much better he will get, I have no way of telling you. I'm not even going to even put a number on it. I just want him to be consistently better at the things he do well than he was last year. That is
Yeah.
my goal for Bryce. And whatever that looks like for him and for the team, I'm all behind that.
Yeah, I don't know when he's gonna get paid, and I can't say that he is gonna get
Right.
paid. I just know that if he doesn't do better than what he did last year, he won't get paid. If anything, I know the Panthers are willing to pay you another extension, just like other. That's why I said I wouldn't be surprised if they extended him again. I mean, and say, hey, show me again that you can do it. Let's make sure this not a fluke. You know what I'm saying? It was just that one
You
year,
mean
not
extend him
extension,
again
but
with franchise tag
franchise.
him?
I won't be surprised if they franchise tag him just because, it's like, hey, we got to make sure because I mean, you're investing in a lot. We've seen other organizations do it. Like I said, this is a business, guys. It ain't about our emotions. It ain't about they want to see a significant uh play heighten in his play. Like I
Hmm.
said, the team could be bad. I promise y'all, the team could be bad. But if Bryce is doing his thing, he's gonna get paid. I just don't know when. But in my unbelief, he's
Right.
gonna get paid. Really bad.
Well, but your belief is your opinion. So I mean, you
I
hey
think he'll
state
have a
it.
better. I think he'll have a better year this year than last year. That's what I can say.
Okay.
I believe he'll have a
Okay.
better year there. I don't know if that's uh worth getting paid a full
Yeah.
franchise quarterback. So I don't think he's gonna get paid after the season. No.
Okay. Hey, I dropped the link in the chat for anybody that want to pull up on the panel and chop it up with us about Bryce Young extension. Should he be paid now or wait? And speaking of that, Rashad, you can go first. Um, what in your what must Bryce prove in 2026 to you that will warrant a contract extension?
Um, him taking more control of the offense and being more aggressive. That's what I was. Just
Okay.
short and sweet,
Well,
Rashad Penny.
okay.
That's what I want. So what?
No, I was going to ask when you say be more aggressive. What do you mean by that?
Like I told you on another show, I forgot when it was when I was telling you like that 6.3 yards per attempt not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I want that up to about 7.5, 7.3
Okay.
in that range. I want it to be higher, but if you can get it up another, 12, to get it to about 7.5, that's what I want to see, and I want it to be more aggressive. Not none of that, just dinking and dunking. Want to do that short, and take control of the offense. If you see something you don't like, call out of that audible. You know what I'm saying? Take control of the offense and be more
Right.
aggressive. That's what I want to see.
Okay. Poppin, what you think? What do Bryce need to prove in 2026 to warrant a contract extension?
What he needs to prove?
Yeah,
Um, Consistency. Um,
I agree.
he needs to prove that he's worked on his technique with his footwork.
I I
Um,
definitely agree. That's my number one pet peeve. Go ahead.
uh, he needs to prove that he is the leader of the offense, not just because everybody tell you you're the leader, but that you see it. I mean, people got so excited about, oh my God, he's cussing. So what? No, that man been
So
cussing.
so
You
you
know,
don't
so
you don't believe
mhm.
you don't believe Bryce has shown you anything that shows that he's a leader, that he's a leader on this team?
There's everybody leads different. You got people that
Right.
yell and scream. You got people that go by action. I need him to pick one.
Right.
If you're not gonna be the most vocal, then show me on the field.
But okay, but
Pick a
we okay,
pick one.
so when you say not show up vocally, now do all vocal leaders the same? Because
No, I mean I'm
you got
not
some that
no
are rah rah. You
right
got some people that leads by you know like I don't have a deep voice. I'm not a rah rah person, but I could be more stern when it comes to the way I lead. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to
right
be up in your face or cussing and all this and all that, but I can
right.
still get my point across. So back to that point, have we not seen Bryce lead that way?
I think he's I think he's gotten better and what you said being more stern. I think he's developing to be more stern. I think is trying to show that okay, I'm serious about this. Um, I do like that he takes accountability, so he's been nailing that. Um,
Right.
but like I said, even if he ain't the most boisterous or loud or saying the most wild crazy stuff, if you're leading on that field, because you're not gonna have a bite to him all the time. If you're leading on that field and getting those guys to believe in you, uh, and then you're putting, saying the action out there on the field, great. That's really what we want. Just put the action to the field. Um, what else? What else do I want for him to? What else does he need to do to prove? Um, he's got to take them shots, man. Got to take them shots. Let it loose. Let it loose. You know, do,
Hmm.
just go play ball, bro. Go play ball. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at you. If you don't try, people gonna be more pissed because you didn't try. But if you tried, if that's your best, I can't be mad at you. But if I have seen that, oh, he can do it, and then you all of a sudden get back in your shell and don't do it, then that's just gonna be unsatisfactory.
Now I'm glad you brought that up. Now I know this is gonna ruffle some feathers out there, right? So let's go back in history, meaning let's go back to last year.
Mhm.
Let's go back to the Atlanta game. And let's talk about when Bryce threw for 448 for just 1 second. And I've had this conversation time and time again as well.
Right.
So you can't have a conversation and mention how up and down the season was, how the play calling was inconsistent
That's where you're gonna
throughout the season, and that Dave Canales even mentioned, that he almost lost the game, for us, and and people questioning his decision making when it comes to calling plays, and then at the same time turn around and look at Bryce, um, and say that we want more from him when there's evidence. When I looked at that, let me just tell you how I looked at that Atlanta game. When when you as a coach have full confidence not only in your quarterback but the receivers, and then the quarterback has confidence in the receivers, and they go out and do something that they haven't done, meaning Bryce Young, and since he's been in Carolina, and he goes out there and he throws for almost 458 yards on the number 2 or number 3 ranked pass defense in the league at that
hmm
time. And then you fall back the following week against the 49ers and act like you are gunshot, like you can't pull the trigger. In my mind, I put a lot of that on the play caller, because when people say I want to see Bryce take shots, I want to see Bryce be more aggressive. When he was aggressive, when he was allowed to be aggressive, when he was allowed to take shots, he put up almost 450 yards on a team.
hmm
So when he goes out the following week and you playing a pass defense that's ranked in the I think like 25 or bottom half of the league, am I gonna put all that on Bryce, or am I gonna put some of that on the play calling as well? Because if you look at the game, the
hmm
play calling, the play calling from that San Francisco game as
hmm
opposed to that Atlanta game was like night and day.
It is.
It was like night and day. So when I hear people say that, and I'm like, okay, I need the coach to be as confident and consistently confident in the quarterback like he showed in that one game. And maybe, just maybe, the guy can go out there and throw for more than 185 to 200 yards.
Yeah,
But we seen it. We know what it can look like. And I was praying. Oh my God, I was praying. I was like, this is the blueprint right here. Everything that Dave Canales has been saying he wanted to see, everything that he wanted to see as far as the confidence and the continuity between the quarterback and the wide receivers, he saw it that game. So for the life
mhm.
of me, I could not understand why do we revert back to what we have been doing before the Atlanta game. I couldn't understand it. So
I agree.
maybe you can help me, Popping.
No, everything you said, I 100% agree. I mean, I get on Canales as well. His inconsistency also has hurt the team as well. So he did a lot of good things. He did a lot of bad things, up and down,
Right.
seesaw. Just like Bryce, up and down, seesaw. They didn't when they meshed well together, they did it. When they didn't, they didn't. I mean, and it's kind of weird because they got similar personalities as well. I just think they look at the game differently. I don't know how much pressure is on
Yeah.
Canales as well. Uh, maybe he's being held back in certain ways, but either way, I don't know. All I know is that the coach has to do better, but he's not calling plays this year. So hopefully that we won't have to worry about that. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
what I meant by that, and I knew when I said that was going to trigger you to say what you said. what I meant, what I meant by that is when I said I want him to take the shots. I just want him to survey the landscape a little bit more. You know, just survey it a little bit more because there were some plays you left out there, and which there always going to be some plays left out there. But you
Okay,
know
thank you. I'm glad
us
you
being
said that.
yeah, we us being Panther, you know what I'm saying, fans and YouTubers and entertainers and everything else, family, we go back and look at stuff, we're like, well, dang, Bryce, why is you know, so I want to have less of those conversations and say,
Right.
oh yeah, he picked them apart. Oh yeah, he finally
Yeah.
seen that third level throw. You know what I'm saying? More consistently. That's what I meant when I
Right.
said that. But I knew when I said what I said, it'll go get you go down that road.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Well, whatever, Popping. Mission accomplished.
Ah, man. I mean, that was good. What you said,
MDJ,
everything was
what's going
100%
on?
correct. MJ, what's up, baby?
Hey, what's good with y'all? What's good with y'all, man? I was just
What's
sitting
up?
back
What's
listening,
good,
man.
my
I
boy?
I, I just wanted to get in on this one. I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. You kind of touched on it, Tony. All y'all kind of touched on what I feel, but I don't think it's nothing he can do for me personally. Me personally, I don't think it's anything he can do on the field to show me he deserved the extension. It's something he got to prove to Canales because they play extra conservative with him. Um, and I guess rightfully so if you look at his rookie season and a good part of the second season, right? But
Yeah.
it's times where they're not conservative with him, and he kind of show you what he can do. I feel like as far
Yeah.
as like ability, as far as like athleticism, his arm strength might not be the best, but as far as like accuracy, does he know the
Yeah.
game? I think he has all that. So paying him, it wouldn't bother me. It's just how they kind of handle him because I don't think that coaching staff really trusts him. If they did, they would be more aggressive. I feel like I've seen him do it before at Alabama. Like if you watch that Alabama team, there wasn't no loaded
Mm-hmm.
Alabama team like it was back in the day. And you know
Well,
that team was still competitive. I'm just saying that team was still
now
competitive. Did they
his
have a few
he,
weapons? Yeah.
now his
But
first year where he threw for almost damn near 5,000 yards. Now they were loaded to the gill from the running back, tight end to the wide receivers.
I
It was that next year where they didn't have as much talent, but he still had a pretty good season. And the same thing happened with CJ Stroud at Ohio State. That first year that he started when they had um Garrett and Emeka Ibuka and Marvin Harris Jr. and they had old boy that's playing for the Patriots now running back. I mean they were loaded across the board. His second year they didn't have as much talent as they did his first year. Even though the numbers dropped off, they still had a good year.
I
They
think that
still
was
had a
his
good
better.
year.
I think that was his better season. I'm gonna tell you why. That
Okay.
defense wasn't good at all that year, right? Because that was the year with
For Ohio State, I
no
can't.
Alabama. I think that was the
Alabama
year where Hendon Hooker had that good season before he got hurt. I think that was the year
and
before Bryce
Tennessee.
came out. Yeah, Alabama never when Bryce left the field, they were never behind.
Yeah.
It's just that defense kept letting them down. They did lose, I think, it was either 2 or 3 games they lost that particular year, as opposed to the previous season. But to me, that was his better year.
Mm-hmm.
That was the year he was hitting Jameson Williams down the field. And of course, he had Gibbs. But like I said, to me, that team wasn't loaded at all. I mean,
Okay.
if as far as for right now, to have a proven year, this is probably the best team
Okay.
on paper that we've had in a while. So I think he could do it.
Thank you.
It's just
Thank you. I'm
do they
glad you
trust him?
said that.
Yeah.
Because when we look at, so if we just talk about the roster, the structure around Bryce, all right. So let's just be honest in our evaluation here. That first year sucked. We didn't have no offensive line. We ain't had nobody receiver wise outside of Adam Thielen. Honestly, we ain't had nobody outside of receiver than Adam Thielen that was worth they salt. We didn't have a tight end that was worth they salt, right? We didn't have really a consistent running game outside of Chuba Hubbard that was worth they salt. And you couldn't run because the damn line couldn't block. So Bryce got hit, got sacked. I ain't talking about hit, just sacked. He got sacked 63 times, right? So just looking at what he had around him, that's his rookie season. Then year 2, did the receiver room get any better? Not really. Adam Thielen was still there. You brought in Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson lasted what, 4 or 5 games? Then we got rid of him, right? Xavier Legette, drafted him. He did okay, for I guess for what for what a lot of people expected from him or whatever, or the production that he gave you. But there was nothing really to write home about. You beefed up the offensive line, so he go from 63 sacks to 32 his second year. That's a big jump as far as getting his head knocked off every damn time he dropped back. So, I mean, and then you look at this year, okay. I mean, year 3 this past year, you got a little bit better production out of him. Line was a little bit better, a little bit healthier. You missed Robert Hunt for most of the season. The defense made a big jump from 32 dead last to 16. So that played a factor in it. So now this offseason, you're looking at Coker being healthy come week 1, Ted McMillan, Xavier Legette. Now you're looking at Jonathan Brooks possibly, hopefully being healthy week 1. Jatavion Sanders is going to be available. So now you could look at the weapons that he has a full arsenal of weapons, right? Some people believe that we still should upgrade at linebacker. I mean, not linebacker, at tight end, right? From the offensive side. There's some holes that need to be filled on the offensive line. Your left tackle, your right tackle, and your center. I mean, from the way things look right now, they seem like to be okay. So if everything is where it's supposed to be come week 1, I think we'll have a better chance week 1 and for the season. But what we got right now, you can't really count on that because they haven't played a game yet. You know what I'm saying? The best roster that he's had constructed around him thus far has not even played a game yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think this season right here, I think they actually gonna kind of in a way be forced to kind of take the leash off of them, because I don't think that running game is I just don't see it. I don't see where the running game gonna really be a force. The O line already kind of nicked up, which I still think they'll
Yeah.
be fine, but they already kind of nicked up. So I think it's gonna hurt the running game more than anything. That's just me though. I think this year they kind of gonna be forced to kind of let Bryce throw it down the field a little bit more than we have in previous years.
Yeah. Yeah, Julian Martin, you got to show me where his current projected value is 37.1 million per year. I need a credible source on that, sir, if you don't mind.
Hey, Tony, I heard you talking about that earlier
Yeah.
too, man. I actually, I don't know who put that particular comment right there. I actually kind of agree with that. And
What's
reason
that?
being,
This
he
right,
has,
but Julian Martin?
yeah, that last comment. I think he said maybe like 37 a year. Because in my
Yeah.
mind, I'm thinking anywhere from like 35 to about 45 max. I know like Baker's making like 34 per year, and I think Sam Darnold's at like 30 per year. I would put Bryce around that range. I can't see him getting no 50 million, man.
Well, I tell you why it's different. I tell you why it's different. When Baker Mayfield was in Cleveland, Cleveland traded him before he got in a contract extension, right? Because he got traded to Carolina. Didn't work out in Carolina. Then he was released, and then I think that's when he went to Tampa. So it took him
with the LA
6-7 years, huh?
with the LA first.
Yeah, that's right. He did go to the Rams. I'm sorry. That's right. He did go to the Rams. He went to the Rams, then he came to Carolina, and then went to Tampa. So it took him to get to his fourth team to he got a contract that was worth his value where he was drafted. Baker Sam Darnold went from the Jets to Carolina to the 49ers to Minnesota, then Seattle. That's 5 teams. That's 5 teams before he got a contract anything close to what he's probably worth or even more. We're talking about Bryce being with the same team that he got that drafted him, that's looking to give him a contract extension, right? And I believe it'll happen. So if it happen, his number is going to exceed Baker and Sam. Just based off of
How long did
him
Sam
being with
sign
this.
for?
It's a 3-year deal. It's a 3-year deal.
Yeah, it was 3 years, 100 million. So he making like 33 million a year. Yeah, okay, Frankie. Yeah, okay. So he went from Carolina to LA, then to Tampa. Okay. Thank you for the information. So, but either way, neither one of those guys got a contract extension from the team that drafted them. When you look at Trevor Lawrence, the Jaguars gave him a contract extension. They drafted him. When you look at Brock Purdy, the 49ers gave him an extension. They drafted him. When you look at when Kyler Murray was in Arizona, he got a contract extension with them. They drafted him. So 9 times out of 10, if Bryce is going to get extended, which I believe he will, I don't know what he will make exactly, but I believe that he will make more than $35-40 million just for the simple fact he is with the same team that's drafted him, and they look at him as being an ascending player that's getting better each and every year. This is what they have come out and said publicly. So if they believe that, if they believe everything that they have said about him and the progression that he has made, he is going to get near market value. Now, what the market value would be at the end of the season, I have no idea. But I can tell you what the market value, what the going rate was this past season, and it was more than $40 million.
Nah, it definitely was, but those are, I ain't even being funny when I said those quarterbacks actually did something though. I mean,
What Baker done? I get you if you said Sam Darnold. I get that, but what has Baker done? Baker ain't went to no NFC Championship or played in no Super Bowl.
but Baker got that team to the playoffs, and they beat it. They beat teams they weren't supposed to beat. I believe they beat the Cowboys and the Eagles in the playoffs them 2 years. Like they weren't supposed to. They weren't coming out of NFC South. They weren't supposed to beat them teams, and they had just lost Tom Brady, bro. Like, I beg to differ on that shit. Baker actually done a lot, and I hate the Bucks, but Baker actually hold that team up pretty damn good.
But like I said though, MDJ, Baker is on his fourth team when you talk about the Bucks. The Bucks didn't draft him. And Kukev, you're right. I don't think Baker was trash in Cleveland, but they traded him for whatever reason. They traded him. They traded him before it was time to give him an extension, and he did not get the money that he's currently making. He didn't get it in L.A. He didn't get it in Carolina. He only got it with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers did not draft him.
Well, I think we got them at the back end of they rookie deals though. Like both of them got their 5th year option. Like I don't even think Bryce
that's
they
what
officially gave him his 5th year option.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
But I want to, and I agree with you, MDJ, on what you're saying because Baker's talking about getting paid, and this is his worst year in Tampa, and he threw like 3,600 yards. His worst year. So,
and they don't want to give him. They don't want to give him what he think he's worth.
Well,
how real is that?
It's more than that to it over there. But who cares? About
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it is. But so what I'm saying when it comes to Baker, right? He has been the best quarterback for Tampa Bay since Tom Brady left. He has given them a stability at the quarterback position. He has proven, in my opinion, that he can win in that position, that he can help carry the team in that position. But for some reason or another, I don't know how much Baker's asking. I don't know how much they offered him. But I can tell you, he was highly insulted by the offer that they came to him with.
2 years,
he basically had told them I'm going to make you pay this year. And when it's time to talk money again, it's going to be more than what I came to you with this time. Now, this came out his own mouth just the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. I don't know what they offered him. I don't know what he asked for. But he felt entirely insulted. So, just like you just said, he came off with his quote-unquote worst year, which still was a pretty good year in my opinion. 3,600 yards. Your team didn't make the playoffs, but it wasn't solely on you, on him,
injuries.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, injuries.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, they don't want to pay you.
I think where Pop was going.
Oh, okay. Hold on. The Freddie and Turner said they offered him 2 years, $100 million.
Yeah.
Okay,
50
I ain't know that.
50 million.
So
each.
$50 million a year. Now, okay. I'm glad. Hey, thank you, Turner and Freddie for that information. So just think about it. They offered you $50 million a year. So I just told y'all the market value nowadays, right now for franchise quarterbacks is around $55 million, right? So you look at what Sam Darnold had to go through and what he had to do just to get 33. 3 years, $100 million. That's $33.3 million a year, right? And they offered Baker, who ain't been to no Super Bowl, they offered him $50 million per year, 17 more than Sam Darnold, and he said no. Because it wasn't about whether he won them a Super Bowl. It's what is your value to the team that you are currently with. When Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed for the Cleveland Browns, no other owner in the NFL would have touched him with a 10-foot pole, especially coming off the allegations and all that. But for some reason, the Browns felt like he was worth $230 million fully guaranteed, and they gave it to him.
But I think they're looking at his numbers, though, Tony. Like, if you look at the numbers, that's the difference between the players is the numbers. Like, I mean,
hold on, y'all. I know, y'all about to blow my high. I know y'all trying to trigger me today. I know.
No,
Okay,
I'm dead
okay,
serious,
MDJ.
Tony.
But okay. Let me ask you a question. MDJ, you own the Cleveland Browns, right? And Deshaun Watson comes up as a free agent, right? Now, his last year, somebody can pull up the numbers of Deshaun Watson numbers his last 2 years, say his last 2 years in Houston, right? So that's production, right? So you get that, that's the production. So now all these allegations, the rape allegations, allegedly,
Great,
come
great,
about,
great.
right?
It got a little
All
worse
that
after
comes
he left,
about,
though.
huh?
Those allegations got a little bit worse after Cleveland picked him up, though. That's one thing I
No,
ain't want to interrupt you.
I think
They
they
were
was
bad, but it
worse.
got worse, though. I feel you. I get where you're going. I don't mean to cut
So,
you
but
off.
I'm saying,
Just to,
so you, quote unquote, you're a businessman. So you own the team. So you got to factor in everything, not just what he did the year before, but with the last team, you got to factor in everything. Because now you talking about what is this going to look like for my team as an organization from a brand standpoint, all of that. What are the people, of the city of Cleveland is gonna think about this? I mean, they got to factor in all these other things more than just production, more than just production. And for whatever reason, they came to the conclusion that bump what he's being charged with. We're gonna give him 230 million fully
I don't,
guaranteed. Because
I
if
don't think
because if you
MDJ said that
remember,
he agree with it.
I
if
definitely don't
if
agree with
you
them allegations.
right, no, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying whether I agree with the allegations or not. I'm just saying, if y'all remember, Cleveland and Carolina
Man, no
was in a
question.
bidding war for Deshaun Watson. It came down to those last two teams, and I thank God. And it's easy to say now when you look at hindsight 2020. I thank God that David Tepper passed on it, because he was not going to give Deshaun Watson no fully guaranteed contract, because he was the first quarterback to ever get his money fully guaranteed. Every dime and every dollar was fully guaranteed.
But
And what has Cleveland got for it since then?
they ain't got nothing, Tony. But I think what's clouding my mind and what you talking about is I know what Deshaun Watson was doing off the field as far as the good too, and I also know
Mm-hmm.
that Texas team didn't really have no good ass players on that team, and he still produced and got them to the playoffs. That's what's in my mind. Now, them allegations at the time, if I'm thinking at the time that it happened, I don't know if that's true or not. Don't nobody know but Deshaun and them people. Like, we don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
Clearly he got it settled and paid the money, so maybe it's true, maybe it ain't. But it's not good to have it on your jacket at all. So I get that. But in my mind, I'm thinking about what he did on the field, and up until that point, he didn't have any off the field issues. He actually was doing stuff in the community, in Tampa, in Florida, and all them places for them kids. So I'm just saying
It
that's
just
kind of
randomly
what's in
came
my
out.
mind.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes MDJ
Rashad. Oh, go
booty is
ahead.
more
Go ahead.
important
Go
than
ahead.
water.
What you say?
Sometimes MDJ booty is more important than water.
Hey
You
man,
know what?
the boy got too big for his pants. I don't know, man. I don't know nothing about all that. I let it. Hey man, what do you want to do with this house? That's it, man.
Uh,
Rashad.
uh,
Rashad, what's going on, man? What you think about this? If Rashad's
Mm.
still there, we don't put him to sleep.
can you hear me?
You said what? Y'all hear
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
me? Nah, I done got off track now. I forgot what the hell we was talking about. I will listen to y'all talk.
Oh, well, just basically talking about the contracts and
Oh yeah, Deshaun
value
Watson.
different players and things and that. So again, just to get off this, so we go to the next question. Um, I'm not
As far
trying
as what Bryce
to.
is worth,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think he around that 40, 45. I think about 40, 45. Because,
Okay.
you know, Because when y'all was talking about Baker Mayfield, I was like, I don't think he turned down the 50 million. I think he turned down the 2 years. I think he
Yes,
wanted
the
more
2 years.
years. Yeah, I think he wanted more years. That's what it was.
More years, he probably wanted more money too.
Probably more
I
guaranteed money.
mean,
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
what he's saying. Yeah, I think it's the years and probably the guarantee. I don't think it's the per year amount because 50 million is about right for Baker, honestly. And that's only
Okay.
factoring that he ain't been to no conference championship or Super Bowl. Factoring what you were saying, Tony. But
Yeah.
as far as what he can do for a team that don't really have a lot around him, he kind of elevated team.
Yeah.
And I don't think right now Bryce ain't doing that right now. I ain't saying he can't, but right now he definitely ain't doing it. So that's why I
Hey,
say
hey,
about
real
40, 45.
Hey, real quick, hey Rashad, let me drop you off real quick because I'm gonna bring up another guest on the panel. So if you don't mind, let me drop you off.
all right.
All right, Rashad.
All right, man. All right,
I should
Rashad, we'll
go.
holler at you.
PC. Hey, Pop. I'm gonna come to your show. I'm gonna come to your show now.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I
already
should be
know when
doing
you go
something
live.
Wednesday should be the day. Tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Around what time
Pu-
you be going live?
Use around between 6:30 and 7:30. Pull up.
All right, for sure. All right, I got you.
All
I'll let
right.
y'all. But hey,
All
I'm be in
right.
the comments though. I ain't gonna know. I'm be in the comments.
All right. All right, Rashad. Let me bring up. Hold on. Let me move this banner right here. I can't see. Darth, go. Go. What's happening?
Well, good morning. Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's going
How y'all
on?
making
Hey,
it?
Top of the
what's up with
morning
you,
to you,
family?
fellas.
I can't. I can't call it, man.
You
I
holding it?
couldn't
You
see it
holding it in
for
the
too much
road,
longer,
goat?
man. Yeah. Hearing this pander. MDJ, you're exactly right. Baker better than Bryce. I wouldn't pay Bryce Young a wooden nickel. Uh,
I dig
Never
it.
ever a wooden nickel.
uh,
The sooner he gets
so
off this team, the better.
okay. All right. Well, so let me ask you go. Like I posed the question to Poppin and MDJ earlier. So when you look at the top 10 quarterbacks right now currently in the NFL,
Hmm.
in my opinion, there's only really one quarterback that's worth the money that they're getting, and that's Patrick Mahomes, right? I don't think there's no argument from
Well,
most people that know the game that would say that there's any other quarterback that's really worth the money that they're getting, right?
no, you can't.
So
You can't
we
say that.
even
You can't say that, Tony. You can't say that.
okay. Who
In the
who do you
NFL,
feel beside?
the NFL is a billion-dollar business, and they have gotten over for years. When those teams was worth
Mhm.
hundreds of millions of dollars, they were not paying those guys. A quarterback position, and y'all just will not acknowledge this. I don't know why. I don't know why. If it's because of Bryce Young and the Carolina fan base just wants to sit around with their head in the sand. The quarterback
Mhm.
position is the single most important position in professional sports. Basketball, baseball, soccer, whatever. The quarterback position in the National Football League, which is the highest, well, other than international soccer, grossing sports that we have today. Used to be basketball, but
Okay.
y'all see basketball decline like that. When you seen basketball in the 80s and 90s, and they were paying them guys, I wouldn't pay them guys like that. And look at the money they're making now. But the product has diminished because of the flopping and the taking off and all that stuff like that. And now everybody is a business now. If y'all want to talk about it as a business, it is a $1 billion industry. Billions. And you paying a guy,
Mhm.
and I heard you say 55 million. 55 million is not the deck anymore. When all those guys, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, uh, Justin Herbert, I think it was like 4 or 5 guys that got paid and reset the market. Then Dak come along, got 60. it's going to be anywhere from 58 to 64, 65, depending on what they
Okay.
probably pay Drake May, Caleb Williams, and Bo Nix. Those are the two those are the three that's gonna reset the market because their respective teams have the money. And over there, Washington's got money as well. And Jaden's gonna come up, but they probably ain't gonna play Jaden unless he have another spectacular year again. He'll probably get his 5th-year option and go on and but he'll get paid too. But they're doing right. Don't pay Bryce Young. Get another quarterback on the rookie deal. Continue to build it. Then we can probably draft some defensive players and get some alpha dogs on the other side of the ball and stop going into free agency and trying to build a team. And then we probably can go win some championships. But right now, the trajectory we going, and y'all want to force feed play this boy, never gonna win nothing. Not no championship.
Well, nobody said that they wanted to force feed him, and so I asked you the question.
That's what we've been doing for the last 4 years.
Okay, well, okay, that's so how can you say that when he's still on his rookie deal? How can you say that we force feeding him or paying him when he's still getting paid off his first deal?
No, I'm not saying force feed him far as that. I'm talking about force feed him far as trying to basically like hold him up. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that you got to give, like I told y'all on draft night, all the stuff you got to do for him to be decent enough. He'll never carry a team. He won't carry a team, but be decent enough to play NFL football.
But what you saying, Gold, is why I was saying you can't I don't know if I want to re-sign him or not. I will say I think he do got ability, but that definitely the coaches don't trust him. That's what I was mainly saying. But if you reset the market and pay Bryce Young that 50 or 55 or whatever number you want to throw out there, can you imagine what they finna give Drake or Caleb? Man, the NFL owners would be so mad if they gave that boy that much money, man. I don't think Bryce will even ask for that, honestly. Like I said, about 35 million.
Well,
40.
Well, they know it. They know it, MDJ. Look what has happened. The cap. Why do you think they started moving the cap up the last 2 years? Because they know it. They know what they're gonna have to start paying. That's why the cap increased. The cap has been going up every year for the past 5 10. So here, hold on. This is what I've been trying to say, and I keep saying when it just comes to any quarterback, right? So when we talk about the market value goes up each and every year. Every time a quarterback, a cornerback, a wide receiver, defensive end sign a new contract extension, 9 times out of 10, the market value goes up with it. Those guys are getting paid not only by production, but what the current market value is for that player at said position. Now, I'm not saying that Bryce is worth $55 million a year. Not at all. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is if Carolina decides to give him an extension, whether it's before this season or after next season, if he performs in their eyes, I ain't talking about mines, goats, or MDJ or Poppin. If he performs in the eyes that the Panthers feel like they want to give him a contract extension, then that extension is not only going to be based off of his production and what they feel like he has given the team, or what they feel like he may even do the following year, but the market value is also going to play a major part in this. Yeah,
we can agree that he probably ain't worth what the market value is. We can see it and we can agree to that.
Yeah.
We can agree to that. But that don't stop. That's not going to stop him from getting that based off the market value that's currently in the NFL. That's all. Yeah. That's all I'm saying when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's what I said when I said the other guys are going to reset the market. I don't know if y'all know or not, but Bijan Robinson just got the bag.
Yeah, and you know what? Bijan Robinson. Yep, he reset the running back market because I think Saquon Barkley was the only one getting getting 20 million a year. Now I think Bijan got what 3 years.
3 years,
Was
but
it
the
two
guarantee money was
years?
51 million. Like he just blew it out of the water.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what it is. Somebody put it in the chat, but I think his annual per year is higher than Saquon's now. So he reset the market, and any running back that comes up after him, they probably not going to get exactly what he was getting, but the market resets now. Instead of 10 to 12, it's going to be between like 15 to 17.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
So the same thing with a quarterback when we talking about Bryce. I ain't saying that he worth $55 million a year or $50 million a year. I'm just saying what the market is going to dictate whenever he do sign that extension. So whether he signed it before this season and he goes out and
So
he has a good year, ball out or whatever, he is going to get that kind of money when he do sign his extension, especially if they wait until next year.
Trying to real quick. I don't mean to cut y'all
Go
off.
ahead.
Just for experimental value.
Yeah.
I had a replica. A good friend of mine just hit me up and he said, if you want a good source to see what Bryce Young market value is, you can pull up Sports Track right now, and it will show you exactly what it is. Now I don't want to
Oh
display the
yeah, yeah.
number, but if you want to, just to see where it at right now, I think we'll be
Yeah.
very surprised, so you can display it to the people.
Well, tell it. I mean, because I believe in Spot Track. I believe Spot Track is very credible. You know what I'm saying? So if you got it up, tell me what it is.
It's 37 million, guys. So it's not that
Okay.
45, that 50, that 55. It's 37 million
And
as of now.
that's a projection as of now.
That's as of now. It's 37 million.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because see, y'all keep talking about and you're absolutely right, Tony. Everything that you just said was absolutely right. If you have a quarterback in the tier with the rest of those guys, he is not in the tier with the rest of those guys that's getting ready to get paid. So therefore,
Right.
that 37 million or whatever, but he's not going to accept that. When those other guys reset the market, they're going to want to fall. You know what I'm saying? In that area above the those last guys that got paid.
Okay.
Just like if y'all look at the last time big money was say in the edge rusher when we had the Brian Burns and the Nick Bosa and Joey Bosa and Mike Crosby, all them boys got paid, and everybody overlapped them. You see what I'm saying? And fell behind Bosa. So that's when this big group of quarterbacks, because it's over 4 or 5 of them that's gonna have to get paid here. You see what I'm saying? And somebody's gonna reset the market.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Go, because we have all sat here and we watch football and we have witnessed during contract negotiation times. Some players are hold out because they waiting to see what this player over here would do, because they know if he signs first and sets the market, then they can come behind that said player, right? So like what you just said, as far as CJ setting the market, or I forgot whoever else y'all said, but let's just use CJ for instance, since him and Bryce came in at the same time. Both of them got their 5th year option picked up. So say CJ sets the market first and he gets, let's just say 50 million, right? Let's just say 50 million. Do y'all honestly believe that Bryce market value will still be 37 to 40 million? Or would it be more in line to what CJ Stroud gets?
See, CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, or not, even though they came out at the same time, I've said this before. Bryce is not pushing CJ. Bryce is not even in the conversation. CJ has moved over with the next class. Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix. Bryce is not even with those guys. Bryce, all Bryce can do is hope to wait till them guys set the market.
Right.
He's not pushing anybody.
So,
Now,
hey,
I
why
go
you
ahead,
say?
MDJ.
I get what
Go ahead.
y'all saying about the market, right? Don't get me wrong. I 100% understand that, right? So what y'all saying is a team is gonna pay, and I'm gonna apply this to CJ too, and I really like CJ, but I'm gonna be honest. That team is pushed by their defense, they coach. I think you might could get another quarterback, and they
Facts.
still have success.
No,
But
MDJ.
anyway, that 50 million. So y'all saying that, like I said, I get it. So y'all saying these teams gonna pay these quarterbacks 50 million just because that's the market. What they doing on the field ain't got nothing to do with it.
It's gonna be over 50.
For
It's
for
gonna be
for
over.
for
It's gonna
for
be
the
over
for
50.
the
Then why
mo
don't you just get another quarterback then? Because
It's gonna be
that
over
point,
50.
you should just get
because
another
that's
So
quarterback.
MDJ, you're telling me that the Texans can just come in and insert quarterback. They're not San Francisco, bro. They don't
I'm
have a
gonna
head
be
coach.
honest with you,
They got
bro.
a different mind. They got a defensive minded head coach.
You know I like CJ a lot, bro. You know that. But yeah, I
mhm.
do think they can get another quarterback.
No,
I
buddy.
do. I really
No,
do.
Well,
no,
the when you put
no.
their numbers up, and I know I've been on a couple podcasts where they have done this, and they've gotten into heated debates about who is better, this and that. I don't get into that about who is better, but they did put the numbers up side by side from CJ's first 3 years to Bryce's first 3 years. And we all remember when CJ started off red hot. You know what I'm saying? Like we thought he was gonna like build off of that. Well, the numbers suggest if you pull up his numbers beside Bryce the first 3 years, his numbers are descending. And when you look at Bryce numbers, they are ascending. And the question was in on this channel in this debate, do you believe that Bryce is better than CJ? Because, like I said, CJ numbers suggest that he's descending, and Bryce numbers seems to be that he's ascending, right? So you have people that were saying yes, you had some people saying no. There was a big old argument about it. So then the question was posed: if you were if you had to sign either one of the quarterbacks right now based off the numbers, because we talk about production, right? Everybody talk about the production. So if you're going off the numbers alone, not the market value, just the numbers, one is descending and one is ascending, then who would you pay?
Tony. So I don't know who had that conversation, but really, y'all really did it like that.
No, ain't no y'all. I was on a panel. Wasn't my show. I was on a panel when this conversation was being had.
I wasn't even sat on that panel, bro.
Yeah,
Because how could y'all even? You look at the way the Texans are constructed. The last 3 years, they took their resources and put it on the defense. And you know that the Carolina Panthers took their resources and put it on the offense. So how can y'all even do that? For that boy that had the numbers he even got right there strictly shows that CJ Stroud is the better quarterback.
I might agree with that, but the Texans ruined their
Mm,
offensive line. But I'm not gonna
Huh?
pay.
They
The
did what? They
Texans
did what now?
they ruined their offensive line, but I'm not paying neither one of them
they
no $50
did.
million, bro. I'm gonna just go draft the quarterback because that's how the Patriots got Drake May. That's how them teams got them quarterbacks. They drafted them, bro. They didn't just go pay a random quarterback $50 million
Drafted CJ
because that's the
Stroud,
market. That's not
MDJ.
what them teams did. They ain't just paid the
They
nigga just because he on the team.
Yeah, because they drafted
Mhm.
CJ Stroud
We
and
got
they
him.
drafted Drake May. So
But
you
but
telling
but but
me?
why would you pay either one of them 50 million if they numbers
Okay.
don't
Let me
show
tell
that?
you something. They won 12 games last year. Finished second in their division, one game behind the Jaguars. So you telling me that you can ready to go in the draft at wherever they're gonna pick at with 12 games and get a
Mhm.
quarterback the level of CJ Stroud? Is that what you're saying?
Go. CJ Stroud missed every game. CJ Stroud missed. Davis Mills came in and won, bro. He didn't lose a game.
Against who?
That's facts.
He didn't
That's
lose a
facts.
game. That's why I'm
That
like,
That's
you
that
can get
facts.
another
I mean
quarterback.
that's a fact. But who did he play?
I honestly, off my head,
Now
I don't know
I don't
exactly
Who
remember
was
who
those
know
they
who, who
played,
those
go,
but he played
who
but
those
they
games?
won.
the
Take
same
it all
team
in,
CJ would have
in the
played.
context. I understand that. So y'all did the same thing. Y'all remember when we had Kyle Allen? Them 5 games.
Yeah,
And people
yeah, I
saying the
remember
same
Kyle Allen.
thing. Y'all remember that? A backup quarterback versus a starting quarterback. Yeah, they can get 1 or 2. They can pull 1 or 2 out their ass.
But
Come on, y'all.
had
Really?
CJ came back
Is that
and
what
that
we
team
doing?
was still winning, they started losing when he
I,
came
I
back.
would,
Was
I
my
would,
only
I would,
point.
I would love to
So
see to
so
see this
MDJ, I got
experiment,
a
but it
question.
probably ain't gonna happen like that, MDJ.
Are you
But I
insinuating?
would love to prove that.
I know you saying, well, just if I was the Texans, I would just go get another quarterback. Are you saying you would do the same thing for the Carolina Panthers?
100%. I'm not paying Bryce Young $50 million, bro, just because that's the
Well, I agree
market.
with
That
that.
make no sense. That's any quarterback that put up them kind
Hey,
of numbers, though. I'm not just
real,
saying it
real
because it's
quick.
Bryce or CJ, any quarterback.
Yeah. Hey, let me. Hey, go. Let me ask you this, because this is the question where I left off at, and I pretty much think I know what you're gonna say anyway, but I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you. What must Bryce prove in 2026 to you in order for him to get a contract extension? What can he do to change GOAT mind to make you believe that he's worth the contract extension?
He's got to have more of a mastery in the pocket. He can't be so dependent on pieces to me. Like we can't have the right now we have the I think it's the 8th or the 6th highest offense that we're paying. So y'all gotta understand that too.
Offensive line. You talking about
The
offensive line
line,
or offense?
everything,
Offensive line.
across the board. The offense is man, hold on.
I know we got like
Can,
top 5 offensive line. I don't know about the whole offense, but I know offensive line, yeah, we up there as far as highest paid. Yeah.
I got you right here, bro. We are number 8, like I said, 164 million a year.
Okay.
So he has to stop. Like, and it ain't him that has, that they have to do that just to make it like guard play. We're gonna have to pay top level guards all the time because he's a shorter quarterback, right? And he still doesn't deal in the pocket in me on a consistent base. Footwork still, a lot of people don't want to admit it. Footwork still don't look the same
That's my
as
number one.
year one.
That's my
It
number.
don't.
That's my number one pet peeve. His footwork.
Yeah,
Yep, I'm with
it
you on
don't
that
look.
one.
It don't. It's got a. Even I'ma say it's got a little bit better, but not. You know what I'm saying? Where the level that people talking about, no. So
To me,
arm strength.
I haven't really seen no improvement in his footwork, and I've been saying
Yeah,
that
a little
consistently
bit, Tony,
year in and year out.
and so that people think I'm so biased. It's gotten a little better. He's not on them tippy toes as much as he was year one. You understand what I'm saying? Throwing the ball.
Yeah,
But the arm strength still, you know what I'm saying, ain't there like I would like, to challenge down the field. You know what I'm saying, on a consistent
I
basis.
got you.
Um,
I got you.
you know, things like that. I just want a better quarterback, man. To
So
be a
so
championship
basically
team.
that it has nothing. I mean, because if you want a new quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
so what I'm hearing is that no matter what he does this year, you still don't want him. Is that the
Now I'm
case?
not, I ain't no fool. I ain't no fool, and I'm looking to say if they ain't nothing better, you know what I'm saying? You see better getting ready to come out this draft if you watch any type of college football. You better go ahead and do this
Oh, I
now.
do.
You got to go ahead and take the band-aid off and go ahead and do this now if you're going to do it. If not, you're going to end up having to pay him, and we're going to be in Daniel Jones situation.
Well,
Like I've been telling
I'm
people for
glad you mentioned the quarterbacks in the class of 2027, because I just so happen to have a library full of draft prospects in every team and quarterbacks that you could think of. So
okay.
when by I think by the halfway point of the season, by week 8, the half of the season,
You'll know.
I'm
You'll know by
I'm
then.
I'm,
You'll
I'm
know. You'll know by then
yeah,
what you want to do. Yeah, you'll
I'm
know.
not. I'm gonna go back and look at their stats and some of their film from this past year, especially the ones that they got highly touted as being potential first round draft picks or franchise, quarterbacks. Because they talking about how loaded this class is. I don't think it's as loaded as people think. I think they're hyping maybe 2 or 3 guys up. One is because Arch Manning is going to be in this draft class,
He ain't
but
coming out.
I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna let the film tell the story. And anybody that want to watch it, we ain't talking about no highlights. I don't have highlights. I have actual game film, so you can watch play by play of each young man, and then let the film tell you: do you think that quarterback is a franchise quarterback? Now, some of them I've already watched, but my opinion ain't the only opinion. But I'm gonna see what people say when there's enough college tape this year. When it gets around that time, then we're gonna revisit this conversation.
Yeah, Manning ain't coming out. He gonna do all
You
4
don't think he
years.
come
He ain't
out?
coming
You
out.
don't think he'll come out
Nah,
after this year?
nah, he'll do all 4 years.
Yeah,
Either
he gonna do all.
either
He gonna do.
way, because he gonna be number one pick. He gonna be number one overall whenever he could. If he take him 6 years, you understand what I'm saying? He gonna be number one.
Yeah.
So it ain't gonna matter. It's not about the money or the draft position or anything for him, because he gonna hit number one regardless when he come out.
So it just made me just think of something. It just made me think of something. So let's just say Carolina does the same thing this year that they did this past year, and their draft status is going to put them somewhere pick 16 or lower. Would you believe, or would you think they should still go after a quarterback in next year's draft? Meaning they
Yes,
have to
sir.
give up a lot of draft capital,
No,
more than what
they
they
don't
gave
have
up to get Bryce. Yeah, they
They don't
went
have
they
to.
went
They
to
don't have to.
huh?
Use Bryce Young. You still got him on a 5 year deal, and you can franchise him. Use him as a bridge. Easy.
So you saying keep Bryce and draft a quarterback that falls to you and use it
Yes,
as a
sir.
bridge?
But if you
Yes,
use
sir.
But
him as a
what
bridge, you
but
giving him
what
another
if
year.
what if that court but what if that quarterback is not better than Bryce? Because there ain't no guarantee that quarterback is gonna be better than Bryce. Then
Well,
what you
just
do?
like you just said. Just like you just said. If you want
Mm-hmm.
to bring your list out, you know what I'm saying. I ain't trying to ruin one of your shows you're gonna do, but you see, I know you see at least 6 guys in there. You know what I'm saying. And so at 18 or well, not 18. You ain't gonna be 18 because we ain't gonna win. We ain't gonna win over 8 games. You know what I'm saying? We would not get it. We'll be somewhere between 5 and 8, and so that'll throw you
Hold
somewhere
up.
That's two
right
different
there.
Hold that thought.
scenarios. That's two different scenarios, though.
Hold that thought 1 second. Hold that thought 1 second. I go. I'll come back to you. Shout out to Will Robinson, the man, for the $10 super chat. He said, "What it do, Tony? Great pod. Hey, appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you having a happy birthday week, and I know that a wife is taking care of you. All right. So greatly appreciate that. Go ahead, go.
Yeah, no doubt. Happy birthday. Um, yeah. So that would throw you between 8 and I guess 12. So you can get one of those guys. I
Hmm.
mean, and
Okay.
think about it. I'm just saying.
Right.
On
Right.
so
Right.
many fronts. On so many fronts. Take my Go ahead and everybody knows my bias. It ain't no hate. I just don't want Bryce. We're not a championship team with Bryce Young. We're not a championship team with Bryce Young. That's all I'm saying. I want to win championships. So therefore,
Right.
if you even look at it at a financial state, you can't sit here and pay him, and you want to have right now. The offense is so far away because it finished at 26-29, right? Those were the numbers, right? In statistical categories, you have from a 26 to a 29 offense. If you got a defense that was ranked, what did it end at? 14, 16, somewhere like that, between 14
Who,
and 16.
Carolina?
Yeah.
Carolina finished 16 last year. Yeah.
Okay, so probably between 14 and 16. Now I'm just talking about different statistical categories, like the run, the pass, the
Right.
blah 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 blah. Okay, so therefore, who would you which unit is going to get there faster? Top 10, and that you need a top 10 something to make you competitive. Like if y'all want to say C.J. Stroud's defense, got him, like MDJ said, then you can insert any quarterback. So with what MDJ is saying about them, give me a top 10 defense, then MJ insert me a quarterback, and you see what I'm saying? Now we going to the playoffs consistently. If MDJ's formula works, so that you can put any quarterback in a top 10, top 5 defense, which you're gonna win some games. You sitting on a top 5 defense, you're gonna win some games, no doubt.
Yeah, I was about to
But
interject, but yeah, that what you just said that fixed it. But yeah, top 5, that defense top 5 for sure. I think it's the best defense.
Yeah.
What I will say on that, and I have said this in the past, and I've said it recently. I love the fact that the defense made that jump. They went from 32 to 16, right? So ever since Dave Canales has been the head coach, a coordinator, the 1 year in Tampa, and then came to Carolina and been the head coach, his offense has been statistically in the lower half of the NFL. I think the highest rank has been like 22 or 23, and it's been like 27. For me, so now we talk about all the weapons that Carolina currently have offensively around Bryce Young. A lot of people feel like he should have his best year this coming year, right? So I want to see the offense as a whole make a jump. It may not be as big of a jump as the defense made last year, but I need for them to get at least out of the bottom 10 or bottom 12. So if they go up to 19 from 23 or 24, I think that's a small improvement. That's some type of improvement from where they have been recently. I don't know that they're gonna make a big jump like the defense did last year. I don't know that, but I want to see them make some type of jump, not just be stagnant and be the same offense, especially when you're quote unquote on paper supposed to have better talent. What y'all think about that? MDJ,
well, I ask you a question.
Hold on, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I ask you a question. Why did the defense make that jump?
The investment, the better talent, healthier players.
Well, when you turn in a number 32, you had your alpha dog. He was at home, which was Derek Brown. So Derek Brown comes back, and you draft Nick Sporton,
right?
Who had a hell of as a rookie. Hell of a rookie.
And you got Bobby Brown. You had Ashawn Robinson, but we can't forget all the other guys that we had that contributed, especially along that defensive front.
Well, they were role players, and some of them guys were there when they were 32, like Ashawn and this and that. But go ahead.
The
most thing what I'm just trying to say, which I believe you would agree with, you had two alpha dogs, Scorton and Brown, across that defensive line. Now, when you say the offense make a jump, what did we do this year to put another alpha dog player there to make a jump? Whereas y'all saying that the offense make a jump, or the offense snap, what piece did we insert to help us make that jump?
Offense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the only alpha dog I saw on offense last year from week 1 to week 17 was Ted McMillan.
Okay, so what did we that's what my question is, so from the draft, free agency, or whatever, what alpha dog did we add to go in the 2026 season to get us from 26?
I believe that Jalen Coker can be that alpha dog if he's healthy and he plays all 17 games. I believe he has shown enough last year in 11 games that he played, the year before that in 11 games he's played. The way that the team depends on him in third down and critical down situations, they will go to him or they go to Ted. But you want to see that for 17 games instead of 11. So as it sits right now, he looks to be healthy come week 1. So I believe if that stays true and he's on the field week 1, he can help us turn around this 0-2 start that we have had for the past 3 years. Then you look at other guys, a healthy Jonathan Brooks. We don't know what we're gonna get from Jonathan Brooks. A lot of people are projecting and hoping that we get the same Jonathan Brooks that he was at Texas. I don't know if he's gonna be the same, but I just want to see him healthy so we can get an honest look and can tell and decide for ourselves whether we got the old Jonathan Brooks or it's something different. I just think going into the season, we are healthier along as an offense than we have been in current season. But the only hindrance to me is the questions at the offensive line. Because you got a new starting left tackle, you got a rookie right tackle, and you got a new starting center. Now Robert Hunt missed some days. He's back. The Saahdiq Charles, who was the backup left guard to Damien Lewis, now he's hurt. So there's some things that got to be built continuity wise, strength wise, to make that offensive line value. And if anybody knows me, I love the trenches. I talk about the offensive line more than anything. It's always built from the inside out. You're gonna only go as far as your offensive line can take you from an offensive standpoint. It ain't gonna matter what Bryce does. It ain't gonna matter what the wide receivers does. It ain't gonna matter what the running backs does. If the offensive line ain't solid, we can forget about it. Now, that's how I stand on it.
Yeah, just
go
going
ahead,
on, just
MDJ.
Just going on what you said. I kind of agree. I'm gonna try to answer both of them, but like I think with the defense, I think it took a jump because one, Derek Brown was healthy. Of course, J.C. Horn was healthy. Then you had a few role player guys play a little bit better. Mike Jackson. You had some guys play a little bit better. Nick Scorton came in. He gave you some production once Jones went down. But as far as the offense, we ain't added nothing that's going to just move the needle. I think the only way the offense...
Hold on. Hold that thought, MJ. I don't want you to lose. Hey, Poppin'.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't mind, I'm gonna drop you off real quick because I got 2 other people that's trying to get on.
No, I do mind.
But I definitely. Hey, I appreciate you for being on, my guy.
All right,
Thank
man.
you for
I'll
joining me, dog.
Y'all be safe out there.
All right, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let me pull up my brother from another. Tip Drill Will is what I call him. Will Robinson, what's happening? Oh, he didn't come up. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Will, what's happening? Yeah, I hear you.
What's happening, man? What's happening, man?
Man, I can't call it real quick before you get started. Shout out to Cool Kel for the $20 super chat. He said, shout out the panel. Goat be talking good shit. Show these fellas some love, y'all. Hey, appreciate that $20 super chat. Kev, it definitely go towards the channel, making the channel better. I greatly appreciate it, my guy. Go ahead, Will, what you got?
Only thing I was gonna add, I first of all, great topic. Second of all, everybody's been making great points, right?
Right.
I do appreciate that GOAT has taken an appetite suppressant by stating he has a bias. He does not believe that we can win with Bryce Young.
Yeah.
We can't win a championship with Bryce Young. Okay. That's a great opinion / analysis, right? I can see how, people, because I think that there are quarterbacks in the league today I think you can win a championship with almost any quarterback. You can win one with Sam Darnold. You can win one with Bryce Young. That's just my opinion. But
okay.
But what was the defense? What was that defense though? What was that defense though, Will?
and I know you went over some of this. Our offense the first half of the season last year
Yeah.
was disjointed altogether. I was
How so?
um, well, his number one target from the year prior, you trade him 1 week before the season started in Adam Thielen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Then his second most up and coming target from that season, from the 2025 season, 2024 season, which was Jalen Coker, was out with a hamstring injury. He was out at least 5 weeks. He really didn't get productive to week 8 of the season because he worked his way
Mm.
back from that injury. That was number 2. XL was in a slump, and you had a rookie X receiver feeling his way out in the NFL. That alone show you that there was some disjointedness. Number two, we all know now that and they pointed this out at with Sharif Sharaf and TD. TD said he pressed Chuba Hubbard on how injured his calf muscle was, and it was a lot worse than that he let out for it to be.
Yeah, I remember. I
So
remember them saying
that
that.
was so he's working with Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle worked out, but Rico Dowdle was never was never the guy. Then you turn around and you talked about all of the problems on the offensive line, but you gotta take all of that into an account when you say what makes the offense better this season. The offense is going. I think the offense will be better this season if we have healthy pass catchers and continuity with the pass catchers. The running game is stronger because we're coming into the running game healthier, and the offensive line has to be. People have been rating our offensive line as top 10. They got to produce like they are a top 10 offense. They are top 10 offensive line. I'm sorry. All of those things people might
Okay.
say, oh, that's an excuse. This is an excuse. That's an excuse. No, these are all true to form facts. These are, I hate to say it this way, these are facts bearing on the problem that lead you to the results that you had. So
Okay.
that's what
And
I
real
wanted to
quick,
share.
before you go. MDJ, go ahead because I cut you off in the middle of your thought. Go ahead, my boy.
Yeah, just to make it quick, man. Honestly, man, I think the only hope that the offense has is if Bryce Young get better, XL takes a step to get better, and Coker takes another step. That's the only hope that you got. Ain't no guarantee none of them is going to actually happen because I honestly feel like we got worse at offensive line. I think the running back room is a little bit worse. So I'm not saying that we're gonna be worse on offense. I just think that you're gonna have to take a leap of faith and hoping that Coker takes that contract and takes another step. And same thing with XL. He just make the most of the opportunity that he got. Same with Bryce. I mean, it's a contract year, so you would want him to play a little bit better. But I think offensively, it actually got worse, and that's because of injuries and losing Rico. Just to shorten it up.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, go. What you got? I think
Hey,
you want to
can
respond to what Will said.
yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Um, yeah, a lot of people like to say Sam Donald or whatever because he just won the championship, and Sam had been bad for a couple of years. Far as with the organization with the Jets, and then he came to Carolina, and then went over there to the Rams. No, 49ers, I think it was one of them teams
49ers.
out
Yeah,
west. Yeah,
49ers.
and then the last 2 years with the Vikings, and then winning the chip with Seattle. But the one thing
Mm-hmm.
Sam always did, he could stretch the field. And then you see he got Jackson the Jigba paid because they got behind that defense early and often. He has the ability to threaten all three levels of that field vertically. And then y'all got to understand, you still had a run game over there. You had a top defense, just like I told MGJ earlier. That I think that defense was number 4. And you seen it in the Super Bowl when they went up against the Patriot defense, which was like six or somewhere like that. They were somewhere in there. They were top 10 as well. But early and often, they threatened the field vertically. And
Right.
explosive plays. You got to have explosive plays in the NFL to break that
I agree
other
with you.
opposing team's back.
I agree.
And
I agree.
we're not doing that on a consistent basis. That's why this
I
offense
agree.
is stagnant
I agree
and
with that
sitting
as
there at
well.
26.
But now
I agree
hold
with
your
that.
thought.
I agree.
Hold that thought right there though. So when you say that we have not been aggressively been consistently aggressive. We haven't taken the necessary shots downfield like we should have. And I think me, MDJ, and Poppin was talking about that earlier. Do you who do you fault the most when it comes to that situation? Is that Bryce Young's fault or is that Dave Canales play calling fault? And I asked that question because I always use this example. And it goes back to last year in the Atlanta game when he threw for 448. And when everything that I have been personally wanting to see from a play calling standpoint and from a execution of a quarterback standpoint, when everything was hitting on all cylinders, we got 448 yards out of Bryce, right? The play, we were taking shots downfield, the receivers catching the ball, running yards after catch. Everything was clicking. And then we turned right around the following week, San Francisco, Monday night, and we looked like the same team we looked like before the Atlanta game. So I remember vividly hearing Dave Canales talking about the continuity that the quarterback and his receivers have to develop, the trust between the coordinator, the quarterback, and the coach. When that game happened in Atlanta, I said that's the blueprint. So everything you as a coordinator, head coach, I felt like everything that you've been saying that you wanted to see from your quarterback and the wide receivers and the offense, you saw that game. Why would you revert back to something that you have been doing all along? Why would you not build upon that? Because remember, Atlanta pass defense was ranked number 3 in the NFL at the time. That next week when we played San Francisco, their pass defense was like 26 or 27. And they was missing a lot of starters on their defense. And we did not take advantage of it whatsoever. The play calling was night and day. So when you look at it, and I know that's just a small sample size, just those 2 games, but what I saw in the Atlanta game is what I envisioned what the Panthers would be going forward, and then none of that happened.
And I'm glad you asked that question. I'm glad you looking at it like that. But somehow, and y'all know it, everybody on this panel, when they play Atlanta, home, away, overseas, I don't give a damn where it's at. You're gonna have that showing. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. And when he plays a weak secondary. When he plays a weak secondary, they stretch the field. So y'all calling that play calling or you calling that personnel? Because you can it's a proven fact. When they play a weak secondary, when they play the Rams had a weak secondary. Let's don't say that. Because look at what they did in the offseason. Look at what they did in the offseason.
Right? They replaced their
They
2
gave up
starting
number
corners.
1 draft picks to go get McDuffie.
Yeah, they did. They did.
And then when we play Atlanta, like you said, Tony, that should have been the blueprint. That when they got off the plane, he should have told every coach, let's go to the office right now. Dissected that film and installed everything that they did from week to week to week to week to week right there. They should have duplicated that every week. I don't care if it would have been the same play sheet, scripted plays. They should have did something to duplicate that performance. But you didn't see it again, right?
No, you didn't. You didn't.
Okay.
But
That's all I'm
that's
saying.
what I'm asking though. So okay, but let me ask you this: do you think the play calling was the same in that Atlanta game? Matter of fact, let me just go back one game. Could we play New Orleans the week before? Then we play Atlanta, and then we play San Francisco. Do you think the play calling was the same in all three games?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
And then you got to say this is the
go
NFL
ahead.
now. You got to switch it up, or you got to try to switch it up. You can't go. See what I said was try to duplicate it or whatever. But once you get that, you got 400 and some odd yards. You got to with this team that's missing explosive plays. You got to say, well, man, I got to do that again, right? I got to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I got to do that again. You see what I'm
So it
saying? So I
seems like,
got to install some of that magic. I got to get some of that magic from somewhere.
so
But
Tony,
if I can't,
Oh, hold
if
on,
that was
Will.
an
Hold on. Go ahead,
outlier,
go.
if that was just an outlier, you know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
that's just like if I go out there right now and I run a 4-1, you know what I'm saying? And a goal, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen again. You know what I'm saying? It was just an outlier
Right.
that happened. I could go train, and I probably never hit that mark again. You know what I'm saying? It was just the wind was blowing right on me. The temperature, my muscles was I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it never happened again. You see what I'm saying, Tony? It never happened
No,
again.
yeah, I hear you. I hear
Yeah.
you.
So I mean, to ask that question, I don't know, bro. If it's play calling, if it was just the right play, like I said, or if it was just magic. It was just magic. Something was in the air against Atlanta. I don't know, but it never happened again. I know that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Will. What you got?
so I guess what I think you're asking is, like, for example, this seemed like the offensive identity would swing wildly, and some, and an offensive identity is the tools you have, how you employ those tools and resources, and
Yeah.
how you array your scheme against an opponent. Period. It is consistent. It seems like to me, and I'm not making any excuse. I'm just talking about what I think was wrong with the offense. We
Mhm.
had no consistency on how we were employing our weapons.
Right.
Even we wouldn't even, and I'm gonna go to the final Tampa Bay game. There's no way in hell you should say the final Tampa Bay game was even on play calling. They did enough to win the game. However, they didn't do enough to keep it out of the referee's hands. But
Mm.
it is so many variables in this to say remove one variable and put another and just drop anything in there will fix all of this. What I hope to see this year is a lot of those variables that we think that we have observed are issues are no longer issues. This offense has an identity. They employ that offensive weaponry in a consistent fashion, and it is successful. It is consistent like Coca-Cola. You can taste Coca-Cola, whether it's in a Jack and Coke. You can taste a Coca-Cola if it's in ice cream. It is consistent.
Right. But that has been my number one thing for Bryce. And I've said this time and time again. I want to see him get to the point to where he is consistently doing the best he can consistently, doing the good things. Like Goat mentioned earlier, his footwork. And I've stated that's my number one pet peeve when it comes to Bryce. And when I say that, I'm talking about things that he can control. Doesn't got nothing to do with the offense, nothing to do with the coordinator, nothing to do with the head coach. I'm talking about things that are solely in his control.
Mhm.
Work on your footwork. Be consistent with your footwork. Now, some people would say that his footwork have gotten a little better. I can tend to agree with that. I can go with that. But for me, not enough. Not enough, especially playing the quarterback position. Not especially when your offense is dictated on rhythm and timing. Not when you throw with anticipation for the lack of arm strength that you do have. You know what I'm saying? Your footwork is married to everything else that goes along with you as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Your
Starts from the
footwork
bottom
is
up.
the foundation. Yeah, it comes from the bottom up.
Come
So
from the bottom
I
up.
have said that. I have said that repeatedly about his footwork. The other thing is protecting the ball better when you scrambling. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the ball getting knocked out, secure the ball. Take better care of the football when you are scrambling outside of the pocket or decide to take a run. Secure the ball. Too many times I've seen him gets the ball knocked from behind or gets stripped or whatever because you ain't got the ball, you're not holding it high and tight or got two hands on the ball. You'll see some instances where it looks like he's doing the right thing, then sooner or later you be disappointed. Well, I be disappointed. So those are things that he can work on, that he can control outside of anybody else. Nobody else can control that but him. You know what I'm saying? So when I say consistently better, get better at those things, making better decisions. Every quarterback don't make the right decisions all the time. But I'm just talking about him, what I see for Bryce, because he plays for my team that I root for. I just want to see him be consistently better at doing the right things. MDJ, where you at?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. Yeah, I think
But
like I said it earlier, I don't think Canales trusts Bryce. I think it's times like that Atlanta game, that last playoff game we played, where it's like they just kind of throw him in the water, and they gonna see if he gonna
Mm-hmm.
sink or swim. And I think just so happened them 2 games he actually swims, so it leave a little bit of light. But in the grand scheme, I don't think that Canales trust him, and I kind of feel like that's why he gave up the play calling. Because I think this year they're gonna just throw him in the water and see what he do. Because it's pretty much essentially a contract year for him. You got to make a decision. But I don't think Canales trusts him. I think that's why the play calling is kind of inconsistent. They go game by game and decide, hey, this is our easiest way to victory. Which all NFL teams do to an extent. But if you trust your quarterback, you align, and I don't think they align. I don't think Canales is aligned with Bryce Young. So I think he just wanted another set of eyes in there
So
to kind of to see if it's him. Do you see something I don't see?
so
Because I don't trust the kid. I
so
think that's what it
so
is.
basically you calling Dave Canales a liar. That's what you're saying, MDJ.
Hey,
Because
look.
the man the man
hey,
the man has come out publicly stated on numerous times how much he trusts Bryce, how much he believes in Bryce. He says Bryce is getting better. All these things. So for you to say that would be completely opposite of what Dave Canales is saying. So MDJ, that is he lying? Is he lying to us? Is
He,
that
it
where
won't be
we
the
at?
first. It
he
won't be the
when
first
he do
time,
that, he
Tony.
lying to himself because he's not being genuine. Because
It
you,
won't be
you
the
you
first
can look
time.
at the game and see different, bro. You even said it earlier.
Yeah.
Look from Atlanta to San Francisco, 2 different
Mm-hmm.
games, and that's play calling,
Yeah.
not what happened in the game, just the play call. So if that's
Yeah.
calling him a liar, I'm calling him a liar, bro. He lying.
Yeah, well, can I also say
Go ahead,
this,
Will.
Tony?
Go ahead, Will. Yeah, go ahead.
So when Dave Canales didn't trust Bryce, he stated that.
He did.
He
I was
did.
waiting if somebody remember. Okay, go
When he
ahead.
when he
Go
when he
ahead.
didn't trust Bryce, he stated that. Now that he's saying he trusts Bryce, you can't say that he lying. There are, we sat here and laid out in the last 20 minutes a whole lot of variables that fed into offensive decisions. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that it's Dave Canales' fault. I'm saying it is a bevy of things that caused the results to happen. When he didn't trust Bryce, he said we're taking this week to week, or he's not starting. He said all of the things that made people who were not thinking Bryce was the guy very happy. Now that he's on the other side of the coin, you can't say that he don't trust the man.
But Will.
Oh, well,
Will, what
MDJ,
you saying though?
Hold on, MDJ. Hold on, MDJ. Go ahead, go.
Will, you can't.
All right, go. We lost you. You cut out
I was
on
about to
us.
say, man, I thought it was me. My bad.
No. That was go. He could go ahead, MDJ.
What I was saying, what Will had stated. I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the time that he's saying these statements, it's only to justify the decision that he made. If you bench Bryce Young, you can't come out and say that you trust him. You wouldn't have took him out of the game. So to use that to say whether I believe he lying now or not, he's only saying he has to say that just to justify the decision that he made.
No, he don't. When Bryce came back and played for like 7 weeks after that, did he say did he say I trust Bryce? 7 weeks after Bryce Young came back.
Hey, can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay,
we hear you now, go.
Okay,
But hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead, Will.
So I guess what I'm saying is it's not just about the benching of Bryce Young. It was when Bryce Young came back, Ishina and Vashti would ask him every week, is Bryce the starting quarterback going forward? And he said, we are evaluating and we are taking this week to week. When he got to the point where he felt Bryce Young was the starting QB, he stated that Bryce developed over time. And for whatever reason, you fast forward to today, Dave Canales says he trusts the quarterback. This is his quarterback. So what I'm trying to say is, the man, if he don't trust him, he'll say he don't trust him. If he says he trusts him, he's gonna say he trusts him.
No.
It's an on or off switch.
Both times.
No, it's not to justify anything, because he has made an executive decision to bench Bryce Young. If Bryce Young wasn't the answer, Bryce Young would not be starting right now.
No. It's deeper than rap on that. It's deeper than rap on that. It's business.
But think about just think about what he said for a second, Goat and MDJ. I mean, if he was all in on pleasing Bryce and doing whatever for Bryce and not standing 10 toes down and wanting to see his quarterback get better, it's not like Carolina at that time had a better option than Bryce at quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So,
exactly.
but still, even though he knew that Carolina did not have a better option, he still benched him. He still benched.
Okay, Tony.
Right?
That's when
but hold on.
That's when he made that statement.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but even he benched Bryce, right? And the only reason, because I listen, me and CJ both were saying after those first two games, and we was like, dog, he looked like he shell shocked. He looked like a shell of himself. I hope he don't hit the field the rest of this season. That's me and CJ both said that on his live. I said we both said we hope he don't play no more this season. I said whatever it is that he need to go through, let him go through it. Put Andy Dalton in there. Then Andy Dalton goes in there, play his 2-3 games, got hurt in the car accident, and whatever happened between the time he got benched and the time he came back, I don't know what the conversation was like. I don't know if he had an epiphany or whatever the case may be. But he was a different quarterback when he came back after he got benched. Now, some people still feel like, nah, he ain't nothing changed. Well, I just saw just from a maturity standpoint, from a confidence standpoint, he looked much different than he did those first 2 games of the season or even his rookie year. That was my evaluation on him. But I said all that to say, again, Dave Canales didn't have no other better choice at quarterback, and he still benched his number one quarterback because he knew and felt like he was not right in the head. Go ahead, go.
When Dave came through the door, got the job, like y'all said, he benched him week 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not like y'all said. That's what happened. He benched him week 2. That was that.
Right.
That was Dave's opportunity to move on. But certain situations happen. Like you said, Andy Dalton car wreck, defensive players got hurt. We couldn't win a game. We won 1 game during that stint, and it was just like, well, because MDJ used to say it all the time on our show. What
Yeah.
basically like what we're gonna do now? Andy's not the guy going forward. I don't think they had a bridge quarterback plan in place. You see what I'm saying? So that's where when I say talking about the business, they didn't have. It was like deers in headlights. They didn't have a contingency plan in place. To me, now when I say that
Okay.
I can back that up because I listen to people like Adam Gold and other people like that in the press, and they say that they got phone calls. Now, this guy wouldn't say this on his national televised show, that he got phone calls from people in the inner circle that said this and said that they're thinking about moving on, yada, yada, yada. He said it just the other day, last week, that
Hey,
there's
Adam,
still
Adam Gold,
because of the
Adam
inconsistent
Gold
play.
does not
Hold on,
care
hold
for
on, hold
Bryce
on,
Young.
Will. Hold on, Will.
I
Hold
know,
on, Will. Go
I
ahead,
know
go.
that and Will. Everybody doesn't, and y'all got to stop jumping on the people that don't care for the kid. They don't. It ain't like they don't care for the kid. Like I just don't like. I don't like the way his teeth look. Or I don't like. They're solely talking about his quarterback play on the field. They're not talking about him as a person. Why does everybody say people? He's a nice guy. He's a nice kid. I have him as my neighbor or whatever. That means I like. I just don't want you on the field as my quarterback. Y'all can't. Y'all got to stop stabbing people because they don't want him on the field as their quarterback.
Hey, go. Am I wrong in saying that before the draft, they asked Dan Morgan and Dave, was any position off the table as far as drafting,
And they
including
said
quarterback?
no.
Including quarterback. And he said no. Was he a liar then?
No,
Was he
he
lying
was.
then?
You don't. Anybody in the top 5, top 10, they're not going to say that.
Can I say this? Do you honestly believe that JC Horn is in threat to lose his job?
No, not at all.
No. Hold on. It is a very broad stroking assessment when a GM says nothing is off the table. I will tell you right now, anybody with common sense would say no position is off the table. No position is off the table. Do you honestly think Derek Brown is in jeopardy of losing his job?
Not at all.
Not at all. But he said that. Now, I am not saying
But why
Derek
did he
Brown
say
and
that,
Jacob,
Will?
hold on. Because the question was asked, is anything off the table? If you are a smart businessman going against 32 other smart business people, you don't take any option off the table.
Hmm. But this right here, Will,
You
what
don't
would it
do that.
take? What would it take to move J.C. Horn or Derek Brown? A king's ransom.
No, what you're missing what I am saying. He said going into the draft, is anything off the table? He just said nothing is off the table. And to the Adam Gold thing there, Adam Gold has painted himself into a corner that he has to stay where he is. And oh, by the way,
But
just because you have an insider that told you some shit you wanted to hear, now that is not like that information cannot be stale or outdated right now. Now that you've come out and stated it publicly, you have to live with it. Or go back and change, or go back and say, I was wrong. And he's not going to do that. That's
I mean
where, so
that's true.
that's facts. So
But he's not
all
the
I,
only one that has said that.
okay, what I am saying to you is, and this is another good point that I don't understand about our fan base. We won't change our mind in view of new information.
Mm.
It doesn't, I truly don't expect for you to change your opinion, GOAT or anybody. What I am saying is there is new information. You cannot say that the new information isn't valid because old information disputed it.
I get no,
Those are
get you.
facts bearing on the problem. Those are facts bearing on the problem.
I just think, man, sometimes we just ignore,
Yes.
like Pop gave you that sports tracker of his value earlier, right? Tony
Mm-hmm.
said he respect that platform, Sport Track, and even though
I
they
do.
told you
I do.
it was 37 million, now I'm not saying that right and you wrong, but you disagreed with it, right? Just like when they rank quarterbacks every year, they tell you what they think of Bryce, and you disagree with
Mm-hmm.
it. He done been benched,
Well,
and
well,
it's
well.
they tell
Let
you
me.
exactly what they think of him. That's all I'm
Well,
saying. They telling you.
let's go back to spot track one moment. So let me just give you my stance with spot track. I believe in spot track because they know how to take a player's contract and the way they break it down and make it plain for people like you and I to go on there and
Mm-hmm.
read it and things like that, right? Cool.
It
I
gives you
give
it gives
spot
you the base.
track
It gives you somewhere to start.
over the cap, over them. I give them their respect when it comes to that. That's just like with PFF. I give them their respect on certain numbers. I don't believe in um placing the value based off of things that you could put into a system or algorithm. That's not football to me. I'm not an analytics type of guy. I believe in the facts are the stats and the production, what I see with my eyes, what you produce on the field. So back to spot track, when you want to just talk about their $37 million evaluation, however they came up with said evaluation, I have no idea. What I do know is that their evaluation on the player ain't what the NFL evaluation is on the player or what one of the 32 teams evaluation is on the player. That's spot track. Okay, cool. Spot track put that out there. If that's what they said, I can't talk. I can't go against it. I can't go against it. If that's what they say, if that's what they believe, that's what they believe. But they're not one of the 32 NFL teams. And they're not dictating what the market is for these quarterbacks in the National Football League. That's all I'm saying when it comes to that. So yeah, I don't disagree with what they said. If that's what they said, cool. That's what they said. That's not what the NFL is saying right now when it comes to market value at the quarterback position.
Can
That's
I
not what
add
they're
something
saying.
about Spot Track? Can I add something about Spot Track?
Yeah, go ahead.
Spot Track is a market projection. It's a market projection. Spot Track got Rasheed Walker contract wrong. They said he gonna get $20 million a year or
They
4 year deal.
did.
They said he's gonna be $100 million man. They got that wrong.
They did.
They also had Jalen Phillips getting $17 to $24 million a year. Had that wrong. They had They had Devin Lloyd sitting at 22 million. They got that wrong. It's a projection
Mm-hmm.
of the market. So I would use this as an analogy. People can tell you right now, I believe that this stock is going to do this over the next 3 months. They are looking at past performance, market
Mm-hmm.
infusion, all the things that lead to what they believe is the projection of this. That don't mean that that's
Mm-hmm.
what that's going to sell for.
Facts.
So Spot Track does a good job of doing market projection and analysis, but that does not mean that all the other 32 NFL teams believe that this guy is that price.
Facts.
You are exactly right. When you don't know or we don't know, just like when you say Rasheed Walker, when you say I told people on Devin Lloyd that he's an off-ball linebacker. So when you put that factor in as well, because people was valuing him like a Mike, but he's an off-ball linebacker, Will. So
Facts.
when it
That
came
is
down,
facts.
and then it comes down to who needs a Will, or if somebody would say, well, I'd rather move into the Mike, then you got to put in the so-called Carolina Panther tax because we end up paying a little more for the people
We didn't pay.
because
We
we go
paid
out
less
there
for
and say,
Devin Lloyd.
yeah, of course. Because see, who say that? That's like I said. Who to say? People say, well, I value him as a Will, and we were going to say, well, I value him as a Mike. So that's behind closed doors. So that's what makes it go. But Spot, I agree with y'all. Tracker it gives us a starting point, basically, or gives the league a starting point, or gives the world or the fans or whoever is looking at it or valuing it, that app or that platform
Right.
when they get ready to look
Right.
at it, and just gives you a starting point. Because
Right.
you got to say somewhere like, this is valued at that. That's even when you go to the barter system, you know what I'm saying? Back in the days when they first turned the lights on around here, it's got to be valued at something.
The
So
what?
somebody turn the lights on. Let there be light. You see what I'm saying? It's a value somewhere. Yeah. So we got to say something is valued at something. So you got to have a starting point.
Oh,
That's why people say, well, I value sport track, because I got to know the value somewhere. Give me
right.
something. Are you sitting there all the time? Well, what you want for it? What you want for it? What you want for it? Come on, man. That's your shit. What you want for it? What you want for it? You sitting there all day.
Hey, we got an analytics guy. We have an analytics guy within the whole analytics team that are running that are running big that are running big data algorithms against this stuff. So I know that Spot Track is doing their analysis, but the Panthers having a whole
Yeah.
brand new analytics department that is helping make those assessments on the financials and what does it mean not only to our cap, but what is the value for the money bring to the productivity to our team. And those are all different
Mm,
factors.
that's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I said, listen, I don't have nothing against Spot Track, Over the Cap, PFF, none of those guys. I look at, well, what I pay attention when I'm looking at those guys are numbers that are real numbers that's not heavily produced by algorithm or based off of projections and things of that nature. Like if PFF says Monroe Freeland played 600 snaps at left tackle, I believe that. But they want to say that his run grade is 64 and his pass grade is 65. Well, there's a lot more things that goes into that they factor in to come to that. So I don't put no weight in that. You know what I'm saying? That's when I go with the eye test. Let
Yeah,
me
but
let me
it's still a
see.
start though. Yeah, but it's still a start.
No, it's
Yeah, yeah.
it's a start. It's a start, but you have a lot of people that put their faith in that,
I got
and
you.
don't understand that is just a start. It's just a starting, like you said, it's a starting point. But you have some people that would take that starting point and run with it
As law.
like
Yeah.
it's yeah, as is law. Yeah.
Yeah. I got you. I mean, it gives us. I mean, it gives us right here, like on the platform, the conversation. Because I can sit here and say, and just argue PFF all day long. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you might sit there and
Yeah.
say you see something different on the eye test. So I mean, yeah, you're exactly right.
Okay. So and I'm just being honest. I went to chat, and this is just Chat GPT, right? So I said, what is the quarterback market currently in the NFL? And I also asked it to give me a 98% or higher rating, meaning that it is like factual, right? So it says of August 4th, 2026, when you're talking about a generational or elite quarterback, it's like 60 to 64 million per year. So there's only two quarterbacks right now in the National Football League that's making 60 to 64 million
Hmm.
a year. Who's the elite quarterback and who's the generational quarterback?
I guess. Well, we saying what? Dak Prescott making that money, and who behind
Patrick
him?
Mahomes.
And
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes.
it's just Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes, right? Well, let me ask you this: do you think Dak Prescott is a generational talent?
No, I don't think he's a generational talent. He just
Will
so
you?
happened. You were saying
Oh,
earlier, it just so happened Dak is I wouldn't say he's what's my
he's a
word?
product of the
He
Cowboys.
no, he's a benefactor of the market going up. How about that? He fell in the market at the right time.
Yeah,
Also,
Can we
yeah,
say that?
also, yeah,
yeah.
I
Go
think
ahead,
you're
Will.
right.
What you gonna say?
I, I think you're right about that Prescott goat, but also there were bad business decisions made by the Dallas Cowboys
True, true,
organization.
true. I agree. I agree. I agree.
So
I agree.
so Dak had him bent over the barrel.
I agree.
I
I
Yeah,
agree.
that
I
is
and
true.
this is that is that now for what it's worth, Dan Morgan and Brandt Tilis has not gotten us into any bad business decisions since
I can
they've
agree. I
been
agree on that. I
have
agree on
been
that.
living with that. So I do not think that we will make I do not think that we have made bad money decisions. So I can't say that they would do that now.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have done that, right?
So
So
with what you
I
saying right
so
there, Will, not to cut you
mhm,
off, but what you saying
mhm,
right there. Let's go back to sport track, right? Let's go back to sport track. And what did Pop say earlier? 30 some odd mil, right? Now you just said
Mm-hmm.
you believe in Dan and Brent, right? So Bryce
mhm.
Young's representation come up there and say, y'all gonna pay me this. Try to bend us over, just like that people did.
Mhm.
Try to put us up against the wall. Try to make us do something. Do you think they gonna bully them guys? Since you said
No,
they haven't put us in a bad position?
of course they won't bully those guys. So the art of negotiation is I come to the table with my points and I know what your points are, and I'm gonna have my counterpoints to your point of how my justification of why I want this versus why I want that. What I am saying to you is Brandt Tilis has not given Bryce Young's camp things that would cause them to have this conversation. And can I
Yeah.
pivot to the NFC South and um, can I pivot to the NFC South Tampa Bay Buccaneers for just a second?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that Baker Mayfield is so bullish on himself? Want me to tell you why? Go. Two
Go
things.
ahead.
Two things. Next year, he is a $30 million dead cap hit on the Bucks books right now in
I didn't know
2027.
that.
Now, if the Bucks say, "Oh, well, I'll just franchise tag you," then they would owe him $80 million on the cap. That is untenable for them.
Oh
Hmm.
wow.
So he
Yeah, I didn't know
he was
that.
like, He was like, yesterday price ain't today's price. And by the way, even if they send him into the market, you got the Jets that will pay him. You got the damn Steelers
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that'll pay him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got Arizona that'll pay him.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
teams that would pay him. So they have placed themselves in a bad business decision. We are not in a bad business decision. We are in the fact that we're negotiating what we believe your skill sets project onto our roster, what we want to do with our roster, and we think that the most we can give you is X because we want to do Y and Z. And if we do Y and Z, that allows you to be the quarterback that we think to maximize who we think our total roster can be.
But everybody ain't falling for that because they say
No, it's
one
not
thing.
about falling. It's not about
They say
falling.
they say
It,
one thing, and you done seen this now. They say one.
the goat break up?
Go. You still there? He probably did.
Oh, dang.
Because he
Son
Hold
probably.
on,
son can't
I
talk
went to
again.
another screen. I went to another screen. My bad.
Oh,
Oh,
But
okay.
y'all know that they say, and Baker done been around the block. He knows they say one thing and they do another thing. This right here, I guarantee y'all, I will bet the last dollar I'll put the farm on it. That
Don't do that.
if they wait, I'm telling you, Tony, I know this shit. If they wait, if Baker waits, and they know this, why you think he's so adamant? He knows if he waits to the season and there's injuries like they was last year and this and this and that, and they end up not making the playoffs, everybody over there is on the hot seat. Todd Bowles, Baker, Vita Veda want out. Why you think Vita want out? Why you think Mike wanted out of there? They know that they're getting ready to dismantle that team and start building from the draft. He knows that he needs to go ahead and get that contract extension, sign that deal, or whatever. Because if he lets them, if they finagle him on a handshake or a wink type deal without nothing in writing, that they will go in the draft and sign another quarterback. He knows that on a rookie deal. That's
Mm.
why that's why he is up in arms about getting this deal done. He don't want to sit out this, that, the third, but he wants another deal before you get into this year and they start to see stuff and start unraveling, and then before the trade deadline and all that stuff, they go ahead and make a hard decision. He wants to lock them in.
Got you.
Yep.
Will, you got anything else, Will? Go ahead.
No, I think we beat this horse. But I'm glad that this is a very nuanced conversation around, should we pay this guy? Should we not pay this guy? What is the market? What is not the market? I will tell you right now, Vita Vea said he want to trade because he want a contract.
Yeah.
Because
that's facts.
Vita Vea is making $17 million. That is highway robbery. He should not pay for seven. He should not play for $17 million. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ownership group is notoriously known for being cheap.
Mm-hmm. But they got him. They got him all that year when Tom Brady was there. You see what I'm saying? Every night, go back 3 years ago, and all of them came back. Including Vita Veda when they had Shaq Barrett and all them boys before his back got hurt. All them boys came back to run it back with Tom. That's when they locked them in. Y'all remember that? They locked them in on them toys because them boys were going for championship. So it's not Tampa's fault. That's what they signed for because they came back. They came back to run it back.
It is not Tampa Bay's fault, but it's Tampa Bay problem to solve.
I would agree with you right there. I would agree with you right there.
It's not. I didn't say. It's not Tampa Bay's front office fault that these are the contracts they have. But It's Tampa Bay's problem to solve. I told a couple of my friends who are Tampa Bay fans, Vita Vey will not play a snap this year on that contract. You either gonna trade him or give him a new contract. Period.
Yeah.
Those are the only
Yeah.
two options you got. Now, as it relates to Baker Mayfield, I know this is a Panther podcast and I know we're getting off topic. Hopefully they capitulate to Baker Mayfield's price point that he asked for before the season started, or they wait till the end of next year and then they have to compete for his services with everyone else.
And then that's what I'm saying. It'll be cheaper for them to go in the draft. And that's what him and his representation knows.
And oh, by the way, if he go into the draft is a scratch off ticket. So I just want to make sure that it's a scratch off ticket. And the reason why I didn't say it's a lottery ticket, it's a scratch off ticket, because you know, like when you see the scratch off ticket, they'd be like, "Hey, you buy this, you might win $500,000, dog. If you get the right scratch off." It's a fucking scratch off, a lottery ticket. It is a fucking scratch off. So
let me ask you something, Will. Would you rather take that chance with that scratch off ticket in the South, with it being what it is today, with the weather of the South right now, to go ahead and try to rebuild in 3 years, or be in the North or the East or the West trying to rebuild while them rest of them boys is sitting there winning double-digit games?
Well, of course, it's easier to rebuild in the South, but that don't mean you should. That's no reason to do it.
I disagree, man. With the money situation,
I get it.
And then you can rebuild the defense and all that stuff while you're doing that, right? There, you just gonna come out with a stronger foundation.
So you project, and you may be right. And just like I don't know, Tony. I don't know if you saw that analysis, that video I sent you on cap analysis. That guy who did that video on cap analysis?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, this is to go. This is helping to make your point and to kind of bolster my point. When you look at the NFL's salary cap projection from 2027 to 2030, they're thinking that they're going to grow by at least 90 to $120 million in salary cap projection because of the TV rights deals that's getting ready to come up. It has nothing to do with the growth curve. Now, with that being said, a lot of teams are backloading their contracts and putting all those void years into those years. Philadelphia is doing that. Philadelphia got like over $300 million in voided contracts in 28 and 29 and 30. What I'm saying to you is, if you have, and I'm going to pick a quarterback that I mentioned before. If you have a quarterback that will help you win consistently, do you build everything else around him, or do you take a scratch off ticket and then everybody else starts to leave and then you rebuild from there?
Well, I'm not dodging your question at all, but I can't answer. I can answer yay, nay. You know what I'm saying? And get in the box, because you got to factor in.
I want nuance.
You got to factor in.
I don't want yes or no.
You got to factor in Baker's age. You want that young guy. You want that whole team to grow together, and the whole thing. The coach, Bowles is out of there. So you got to look at their whole picture. You got to look at their whole framework. They get Todd Bowles is in that Steve Wilkes. He's gonna have to do something win the Super Bowl, go to the NFC Championship, he's going to have to do something spectacular not to be out of Tampa. So when you look at that whole framework right there, coaching staff gone, this, that, you go ahead and blow it up.
Hey,
What
welcome,
exactly are the
Pewter.
Bucks blowing up?
Hold on, Pewter. Hold on. Hey, appreciate you for joining the panel. Go ahead, Will. Get off what you was getting ready to say, and then Pewter, you can go out the Will. Go ahead,
Okay,
Will.
cool. So what I'm saying to you is it doesn't make sense to me. It would not make sense to me to blow up any organization if you do not have to. Tampa Bay has a great defense that they got on the books. They got great offensive weapons right now. You don't need a lot of your core players to lose faith in what is happening in Tampa. Of course, I would want them to blow it up and start all over again. I'm a Carolina fan. I'm just talking about from the simple fact of I'm going to flip it back to the Panthers real quick. As a Panther fan, if you do not want the likes of J.C. Horn or Mike Jack or Derek Brown or Nick Scorton and all those guys, Teteroy McMillan, all those guys to lose faith in the projection of where the team is going. You don't want any of that. What you want is the ability to build and win. If the front office do not believe in Bryce Young, the locker room doesn't either. So moving on from Bryce Young would not be a hard sell to the locker room. But something tells me that the locker room like that guy and the front office like that. Well, the front office says it publicly and the locker room says it publicly. So it would be a hard sell for Carolina to just say, I'm going to get rid of you. That's going to be hard to do. I'm just being honest here on that assessment. And
So,
thanks, Tony, for letting me join. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you one thing. Let me ask you one more thing, though, Tony. Let me ask you one more thing. If what was that boy that went number one this year? What's his name? Start with an M. Number one quarterback.
Mendoza.
They went to the Raiders.
Mendoza.
Yeah.
Let's say Mendoza was right there racing like Jalen Carter was. You know what I'm saying? And he failed. And he was on the board when we picked. Y'all think we'd still pick Monroe Freeland?
I think
yes.
so.
Absolutely.
I think we'd still pick. Okay.
Yeah.
I just asked that question to some people. I've asked that question to some people in private.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it's been different.
And the only reason I'm saying that it has nothing to do with Bryce. It has everything to do with we needed a left tackle because Icky was down at the time. You had Stone Forsythe, and then you signed Rasheed Walker. Now everybody say that was a steal that we got Rasheed Walker for. I didn't go back and watch much tape of him playing at Green Bay, so I can't honestly say what he is or what he isn't at left tackle. But the other injuries on the offensive line, I just felt like the left tackle was needed because I'm not sold on Icky playing left tackle. So when he comes back, I don't think he'll be coming back to play left tackle if he even comes back to Carolina at all. So yeah, I was definitely on the left tackle position in the second round. I was hoping we got a linebacker.
And then also
Pewter,
Tony to add to that, Taylor Moton is in the twilight of his career. You're not gonna pay Taylor Moton no $25 million to come back.
Right, and I think he's like $28 million dead cap this year. If I remember. But Pewter, what's going on, man? Talk to me.
What's going on? So I don't know exactly the question, but I know you're talking about quarterbacks and like contracts and stuff like that. And I see that you talked about Jalen Hurts and how people talk about Jalen Hurts different than other quarterbacks, and he's been to the Super Bowl twice. And I think that that has to do with the contracts and everything, the way the league looks at quarterbacks, because it is a team sport. But unfortunately, everybody, like all the quarterbacks, even though they're all quarterbacks, not all quarterbacks' roles on the team are the same. Some people got um, way more responsibilities than others. Jalen, people look at Jalen Hurts the way they look at him because they feel like he pretty much doesn't have much responsibilities. The O line carries a lot, the defense carries a lot, the run game carries a lot, and he does his job. Don't get it twisted. He does his job, especially when the run game's not working and they look at him to do his job. He does his job, but he doesn't have to do his job as much as other quarterbacks, like they would say a Josh Allen, who pretty much carries the team all the time, or a Lamar Jackson, who people say carries the team all the time. So that's the difference, and I think that a lot of these quarterbacks get paid because of that situation. Like, for instance, Baker Mayfield. We don't want to pay him because we don't feel like he feels like he should be paid like Josh Allen and these other guys. But we feel like you don't have that same responsibility that Josh Allen has.
Right.
A lot of the NFL has fell into this rhythm of paying the guy just because he's the next guy. This is why Dolphins paid Tua. This is why some of these, Trevor Lawrence got paid. Now, Trevor Lawrence, I feel, is a little bit both. I feel like they kind of believe in him a little bit still, and they paid him just out of good faith. But again, the NFL's been falling into this whole rhythm of, he's the next guy, you got to pay him. You just got to pay him and do whatever. And we're with the Bucks, they're kind of going back to like, nah, we're not doing that. Just because he's the next guy to get paid, we're not just going to pay him. And I think the other thing is when you fall into that situation of, okay, he's the next guy, we got to pay him. The problem is when you pay him, he has to be that guy like the Josh Allen or the Lamar Jackson, because if you're paying him like these guys, you're not going to be able to keep weapons around him, and you're going to have to ask him to have more responsibilities like a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson, and getting in trouble because they're forced to pay him because he's the next guy, but now he's forced to have those responsibilities. And I think what a lot of Panther fans go and people are worried about is, well, if we pay Bryce, we're going to have some of the stuff that we have that's for Bryce on this team is going to get taken away, and we're not going to be able to look the way we look.
Well, you're exactly right because of what you just said. What you just said, see, you answered what you just said at the end. Because those other guys that the team go as they go, that means that is the alpha dog of that team, and they deserve to get paid. If Lamar goes down, look, it's already been proven. Lamar goes down, look what happens. Losing season. If Josh go down, you already know that's a losing season for them. I don't give a damn what they got on defense, what they got in the running back room, or who. Well, unless they got some type of big time proven vet or something like that, which they probably don't back up.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I like it.
They go.
Hold on, Pewter. Go
but
ahead,
it's not good to say that.
Hold on, Pewter. Pewter, hold on. Go ahead, finish what you're saying, go.
That's what you just said. That's what you just
No,
said.
yeah.
I'm gonna pay
We're
that
saying
man.
the same thing.
At my quarterback position, if the team goes as he goes, you got to pay him. But Bryce Young, this team does well. I don't. How can I?
Go.
Well, I back myself into a corner.
Walk into it.
Because we don't have you motherfucker, y'all motherfucker. Hey, but we don't have any other option right now because I'm going back what MDJ said. I think we can insert somebody else that would be better. But those teams right there, those guys that he just named, like them top 5 guys, Pat Mahomes. Look at the Chiefs last year. You can just see them last year when Pat went down. What happened?
That's what I was saying. That I'm with you. I hear what you're saying, and I'm with you. I just don't like to say it the way you just said it because exactly what just happened. Because you can literally say that about any starting quarterback. If he goes down, what do we got? Every team pretty much is like that. So I get what you're trying to say, and I agree with you because those are the guys. I get it. But I just don't like the whole if the starter goes down, that proves that he's the guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but
ahead,
see,
Will.
you can come back.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Hold on one second. Go ahead. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah. So this is exactly what I was talking about, and thank you, Pewter. I think you said it better than I do. So, GOAT, I think what I'm saying as a Bryce Young fan, as a Bryce Young supporter of, and think that he can be the answer on our team. You don't have to pay you. If I'm Brandt Tilis, I'm going to say In order for us to build a complete team, Bryce Young and Bryce Young's camp, the number is X. I've done my analysis based off of what we believe you're going to be able to do, where we project your ceiling will be, where we project you're going, where we project our team is going. The number is X, not a Tua Tagovailoa. Hey, the market price is 53 million, so the number is 53 million. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand. I
total.
understand
Yeah,
what you're
yeah, yeah.
saying.
Total sense. Total
Yeah,
sense.
Right. So that's
right.
what I would hope that we would do as a Panther organization. Now, and Tony, I'll send that link to you. It's about a 30-minute watch. And I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure that if this guy was able to do this analysis, it was like one of those, he treated like kind of like a 30 for 30 analysis of the NFL salary cap and how how did accountants break the NFL?
yeah,
And he goes through what they're projecting those the market cap will look and all these other things. And Brandt Tilis said this. He's already looking into 2027, 2028. So he's already making those decisions. So whatever number, top line number that they're going to pay a quarterback, he already know what that number is. Now,
mm,
whether that number goes to Bryce Young or something south of that number, he knows what the top line number is. He'll pay him far less if that's what he's worth. But he already know what that top line number is.
yeah.
Can I speak on that
The
real quick?
thing that yeah. Hold on, Peter. Peter, hold on one second. I remember him in his in the press conference yesterday that he was saying that he's basically already moved on to 2027. Like he's already past this year when you're talking about contractual obligations. Like whatever is going to happen from now to the end of the year, he's already got a roadmap for that. He's already started working on 27 and 28. So I think it was MDJ or Poppin. One of them said it earlier. And hell, Will, you may have even said it too that there's a certain number that is sitting to the side for Bryce right now. But also, because I don't want to lose my train of thought, because Peter said something earlier. And when we talk about these rookie contracts, these quote unquote franchise rookie quarterbacks that's on their rookie contracts, and you always hear about the teams wanting to build around these quarterbacks as much as possible because when it comes time to pay them, you won't have the money to pay the people that needs to be paid. So that's why they're trying to get these players in and pay them now before the rookie contract runs out on the quarterback. Could it be a thing that Carolina is also waiting to add more pieces to before they extend Bryce Young? Do you think they feel like they may be at that place where they can say, okay, we got everything else we need right now. Okay, now let's go pay Bryce Young.
Of course, because if we come out and we win 11 games, yeah,
Yeah.
that ink is getting ready to be
Okay.
signed. Of course.
Okay.
Can I speak
Okay.
on
What you think? Oh, go ahead, Peter. My bad. Go ahead, Peter.
so I wanted to speak on what homeboy was saying a little while ago about basically telling Bryce, listen, we want to pay you, but we're going to need to pay you this X amount so we can have this X amount for the team or be able to keep the team built around you. So
So you
good
you
news and
talking
bad,
about a team friendly deal?
right. So the good news and bad news, right? The bad news, that's not what the NFL is right now. Right now, the NFL is, okay, do you believe he's your franchise quarterback? All right, pay him like he's your franchise quarterback. That's where we're at right now as the NFL. The good news is it's kind of teetering right now to what you just said. We seen that with Sam Darnold, right? The Bucks are trying to set that precedent with Baker right now, which is like, listen, you can be our quarterback, but it's going to be at this amount of money, so we can still build with this amount of money. They're trying to. The NFL is slowly trying to turn into that. The Eagles and their GM Howie Roseman has figured that out. has figured out, listen,
Mm-hmm.
it's better to pay our team and keep a cheap quarterback than to pay our quarterback and try to make a team around the quarterback. It's way easier. So even though they
Right.
have Jalen Hurts, there's rumblings about, well, they're kind of trying to move on from Jalen Hurts, even though he just got them to 2 Super Bowls. It's like that contract is kind of killing us. We rather just go and pay the team. You know what I'm saying? So the league is slowly trying to turn into that, where it's like, listen, we're turning the tables on the quarterbacks. Like, we love that you're a good quarterback, but if you're not willing to take a team-friendly deal, if you're not willing to, if you just want to gash us for everything, then we rather go the cheaper route and go with a rookie or go with one of these other quarterbacks that's been thrown away by somebody else, and we'll take a quarterback-friendly deal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know when you guys are going to pay Bryce, but the longer you wait, it might benefit you guys, because it might be in the NFL where it's normal. It's normalized to be like, okay, you're a franchise quarterback, but still take a friendly deal, and let's build this team and win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Will, you was getting ready to say something? Oh, go ahead,
No,
go.
no,
Go ahead, go.
Yeah,
go ahead, go ahead, go.
yeah, it might help you out like that, Pewter. You know what I'm saying? That's like say certain circumstance. Sometimes
Yeah,
it work like that, sometimes it don't, because that guy, you don't know what that now that first deal, that guy wants this over the rainbow payday. Everybody wants that over the rainbow because they don't know when they're gonna get it. Especially, and the biggest thing we all know is the guaranteed money, because
true.
they don't know. "Hey, I go out there and blow my knee out. I can go out there and do this, do that." So they want that guaranteed money off the ripper. And then, like I said, they don't know if hey man, I might walk away from it in 3 years or whatever. So they want that first deal to be the over the moon deal. So I don't. I know that they negotiating like that for that first deal, but like
Yeah,
the next one, it might be team friendly because they might be championship chasing. You know what I'm saying? And they see, hey, we building something special here. Like I say all the time on my show, Derek Brown. Derek Brown is always, I'm on Instagram with him and things like that. He's always showing them kids, you know what I'm saying? His old lady building a life.
Yeah.
He don't want to move them. He don't want to move. He got 4 kids since he been here. He had one when he came here. He got 3 more. They building a lot. They set in. I'm talking about they in preschool. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Graduating, going up. So he don't want to move that family like that. The LA. He will,
Yeah,
but he don't want to. So I
a
mean,
a lot of
that fact
NFL
that
players, a lot of NFL players have that exact same problem. Go, they have that
yeah, they have
problem
a
that
yeah,
they have
yeah.
they have the exact same problem, and some of them have to wiggle between the lines and be like, hey, I work in Los Angeles 9 months out the year until I make this bread here.
hmm
Sometimes
Yeah.
it
I mean,
happens that way.
he sometimes it
Hey,
happen that way.
fellas,
He might have to do that,
hold,
but he don't want to. I
hold on
guarantee
one
he don't want
second.
to.
Hold on one second, fellas. Hey, listen, we've been here for 3 hours and 19 minutes right now. If you are enjoying the conversation, the debates, the energy and the vibes that morning kickoff has brought to you this fine Tuesday morning, show love to the channel. I am going to drop the QR code. Is at the top right corner on your screen. You can scan that QR code, show support to the show. There's also a pinned link in the YouTube chat at the top of the chat to my PayPal. Donate whatever your heart leads you to donating today. I would greatly appreciate it. This conversation has far exceeded my expectations. We are having a great conversation, great debate. I want to thank everybody that's been on the panel so far today. All right. Too many people to name or try to remember everybody. But listen, this is a great discussion, great debate, great topic, because it's something that was brought up yesterday when Brandt Tilis had his press conference. So I just felt the need to expound on it a little bit. So once again, appreciate everybody that is tuning in, that is listening, everybody that's on the panel. I greatly appreciate it. So yes, scan the QR code, click the link in the YouTube chat that's pinned at the top of the comments, and I'll greatly appreciate it. If you do send a PayPal gift, let me know in the comments so I can properly shout you out, because it don't come through as quick as it should. But I'll greatly appreciate that, fellas. All right. So who was it on? Goat? Was Goat saying something or you, Will? Or was it Pewter? I think Pewter was saying something.
I think it was
You saying
Pewter.
something, Pewter? Go ahead, Pewter. All right. I guess
Oh, I don't know where he
Pewter.
went.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Go. I think you was about to say something too, when you.
No, all I was just making that point about Derek Brown and his family, and now that he got his $100 million deal, he'll probably take, well, he actually did, because he put some money on the back end. You know what I'm saying? He restructured.
Yeah.
So, and that's the reason why he restructured. I mean, he got a family, and he don't want to uproot his family. So, that's a factor. I mean, it just got a lot of things that be like, oh man, this guy gonna do this, and this guy should take a team friendly deal, and whatever. It depends on what he got going on in his front door, what they doing behind the scenes back in the organization. Um, but I could tell you, Bryce Young and his organization more than likely is not taking no team friendly deal this first deal. They might
Mm-hmm.
restructure after a while, but y'all got to think. He got paid. He done got his 5th-year option. He done got his rookie money here. Don't
Right.
cry for him. Now, he done made some money over here as far as that is, but he looking for that. I would imagine that he thinks he's been a #1 overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner, this and that. I would imagine he thinks he's the guy. I don't, but so they want to get paid as such. I would imagine.
Yes,
I mean,
I'm
Right.
pretty
that's all.
sure. I'm pretty sure that he has a number. I'm pretty sure his team of people have a number in their head, and that number will fluctuate based off his performance this upcoming season. Because I think he will play out this year. I think he'll play out this year. Um, However, if and this is just me, if Brandt Tilis comes up and says, if let's say if Bryce Young gets a contract of, I'm just going to be throw hyperbole up there, $50 million per year, 4-year deal, $50 million per year, $200 million. If
Yeah.
Brandt Tilis agrees to it, there's a plan. I
Mm.
truly believe that.
Okay.
Whether we believe he's worth 36 or not, Brandt Tilis, Dan Morgan, and David Tepper believes that is right. And based off of that, there's a plan to continue the trajectory that they have going today.
Okay. Peter, what you got, Peter?
I just got back. I didn't hear anything. I just got back.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me ask you guys this question and go. I'm teeing this up just for you. So the last game of the season that we saw Bryce playing was in the divisional round against the Rams. What was your expectation before the game, and what did you think of his performance after the game?
I told everybody, like I told the first game, that was his ceiling. I think that those two Rams games were Bryce Young's ceiling. He played his highest level of ball that he has played in the NFL, or his highest level of ball that he will play in the NFL. It was a team effort. That defense, that zone scheme defense, Matt Stafford, both games. Matt Stafford was having trouble. I say it all the time. Um, it was a chess against Evero and McVay, a chess match. They know each other well. They was on staff together. The defensive secondary of the Rams, y'all seen the game. Y'all know we picked on those lesser players as they should. Um, but I think that was not a signature breakout game. I just thought we matched up against them very well, and that was his ceiling. And once again, he doesn't do it on a consistent basis because just like the first game, when you came back to the next game, I think it was against the Saints, the drop off.
It went from the Saints to the Falcons to the 49ers. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
the drop off. You see what I'm saying? We drop. I believe you would agree, Tony. We don't agree on a lot, but the drop off. You understand what I'm saying? So, if anything, what I don't like about it is the consistency, man. The consistency, and then his ineptness, stuff that he will never have. You know what I'm saying? Things that he will never be able to do. So that's why you don't get the consistency in play over and over again.
And
what you got, Will?
So do you believe, Brent? Do you believe? This is for a question for the group. Do you believe Brandt Tilis lied when he said that we have not seen Bryce Young's ceiling?
I think that's podium talk. You know what I say about podium talk, though.
Okay. No.
I said shit on the man.
So the answer is Brandt Tilis believes that he's seen Bryce Young's ceiling. Because I'm walking you into a conversation. So you're saying that Brandt Tilis believes that he's seen Bryce Young's ceiling, right? Because you said it's podium talk, so it's just bullshit. So he don't actually believe that, right?
That he says that he hasn't seen Bryce Young's ceiling.
He said we do not know. Okay, so I'm sorry.
What his ceiling is. I think it's just podium talk. What Brent said, because Brent has said some other stuff, and I took it as well shit, they ain't gonna do that. Brent just said that, and then Brent will come back. Brent will say something else, and then Brent will say something else, and all of them do that. So I take what they say up there in that podium in front of them, in front of them reporters with a grain of salt. If that answers your question.
So with that being said, Brandt Tilis should already have a contract in front of him and said, "This is all we're gonna give you." There should be no more negotiation. Based off what you just said. No. I'm just saying. I know you said he's keeping his conversations with the team private. The team's conversation, negotiation with the player's agent, that's a private conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So what you just said and what you believe, Brandt Tilis has already slid that number in front of them, and that number ain't going to change regardless of how Bryce Young play next season, right? Because his ceiling is where it is. We should not see anything more from Bryce than we've already seen.
Okay, but what if the ball bounces? What if the defense?
Don't tell me nothing about the ball, but I'm talking about Bryce Young. I'm talking about Bryce Young. Bryce Young should throw for 3,000 yards. 3,000 yards. Right. All right.
Go ahead. No, finish your thought, Will. Then go ahead.
He should go for 3,000 yards, 24 touchdowns or 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That's his ceiling. I'm not talking game for game or none of that. He's reached his ceiling. So we shouldn't see anything different next year. Nothing.
So
with that being said, this is my question. So the number that we got in front of him right now should be the number, and that's it. There's no negotiation.
If that's the case, you're exactly right. If he turns in you the same paperwork that he had last year, that's the case, and they're moving on.
That's what I'm getting at.
You talking about paperwork or the same production? Go.
The same production. That's what I mean. Same paperwork, same production, same production, same numbers, same paperwork. Yeah.
So in other words,
hold on, Will. Okay. Let go finish. Go ahead, go.
Yeah, I mean, why he just said the question that he just asked, I answered it. If he turns in that same the same production, same paperwork, that means they're gonna tell him, this is for what you've done, what you given us, this is it. We're moving on. Because if he does that, If he turns that in and you say you don't want to hear nothing about the defense, you don't want to hear nothing about that, that's not good enough. We're going to be somewhere at 8 with this number 1 schedule and the team that we're facing right now. If he gives you those type of numbers right there that he gave you last year, we're going to be somewhere between 8 and 12.
Now
And we're taking a quarterback.
the reason why I pointed that out to you, the reason why I pointed that out to you, Goat, for you to say exactly that. Because
Yeah, I believe in that. I believe that wholeheartedly.
I know you believe that. Now, what you're gonna have to freely admit later is that ain't happening. That is not his ceiling. Bryce Young's 3,100 yards last year isn't his ceiling. So that's the reason why, if you are in negotiation, you never say that. Brandt Tilis would never say that we've seen a ceiling. Privately to his agent, he would never say that. You know why? Because as soon as Bryce Young does better, they are going to beat the shit out of you at the negotiating table.
Yeah, he's setting them up. Yeah.
You setting your, and that's the reason why I set you up with that. That's why you do not come to the negotiating table with emotion. You always come to the negotiating table with shaking hands. And in business, if you want a friend, buy a fucking dog. There is no friends in business. So I said all that to you, Go, to walk you into that conversation. I'm willing to bet money that he's going to throw for more than 3,100 yards this upcoming season. He's going to throw for more than that. He's going to have a better statistical season.
I mean, he probably would because them numbers right there ain't nothing. He probably would. But you asked me the question. You asked me that question, and I told you what I seen in the Rams game. That Rams game was his ceiling.
I didn't mention the Rams game. No, that.
Well, I mean,
no. He go answer the question that I laid at him. He talking about the question that I asked him about the Rams game, the before and after performance. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask the same question to you, Will, because you never answered that question. What was your thought about Bryce going into the game, and what was your thought about him after the game?
So I believe
how do you think he performed?
He performed exceptional in that game.
Okay.
He performed exceptional in that game, and I believe that he could do that. If he could do that against the Rams, he could do that against other teams, and he has to do that consistently. He has to show consistency this season. And I just want to point out one more thing. Whenever you get a chance, I'm going to talk about this first case play schedule bullshit. Whenever we get a chance to pivot to that. But yeah, but I think that that game that he played shows what he can do against a Super Bowl contending team. Because we had that game won. The offense had that game won.
Yeah, that's a whole another topic and debate for another day.
I'm back,
because there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people that feel differently about after the Panthers took the lead in that game with like 3 minutes and 29 seconds or something like that left on the clock. And then, the Rams went and marched down the field and scored and left us with 36, 37 seconds left on the clock, and was thinking somehow miraculously that we could have pulled out a victory. But yeah, that's another topic for another day. But yes, Peter, we did have the lead. We did take the lead in the fourth quarter in that game when we hit Jalen Coker on a China route in the end zone. It was like 3 minutes and 29 seconds left in the game. We was up 27-24, and we went and let the defense allow Matthew Stafford to go right down the field, and they scored, took time off the clock. And I think we got the ball back with like 35, 36 seconds, something left in that game. But yeah, we had the lead in that game. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. So, did you watch that game, Pewter?
Nah, I didn't watch. I was pissed. I didn't watch no playoff games. I was pissed that year. I ain't gonna lie.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, yeah,
Rightfully so.
rightfully so.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Um, man, because I have gotten past like this conversation has been so. I listen. I did not think this conversation was gonna be this good. You know, this debate was gonna be this good about Bryce. For me, what I'll say about Bryce and the contract extension, just based off of what Dave Canales has said publicly about Bryce, what Dan Morgan has said publicly about Bryce. I think Bryce is ascending in the right direction. And I mean, from the time he came back from being benched until now, I think he's ascending in the right direction. Now, I'm not gonna go out here and say that, he's blowing the roof off or anything like that. But I do think when you look at it in its totality, talk about his mental makeup, his confidence, like Goat and I agreed on earlier, there are some things that he needs to work on from a quarterback standpoint. But overall, I think it is kind of ascending for him. And I do think that Carolina will give Bryce the extension. I don't think it would be before this year. I think it would be at the end of the season. But anything can happen. I do believe that. Like Will said earlier, when you are presented with new evidence, that should help change your thought pattern, your thought process, when it comes to anything. New information, whether bad or good, helps change your thought process. So, like I said, anything can happen when it comes to that. What my other question? So just to get off Bryce for 1 second, let's just talk about the backups, the quality of backups that we have and that we're going to see Thursday in the Hall of Fame game, talking about Kenny Pickett and Haynes King. Now, you got some people I've heard I heard rumbling that they feel like Haynes King is going to do better than Kenny Pickett, and Kenny Pickett is already washed up, Pickett two gloves or whatever they call them. Do you what matters more Thursday? Kenny Pickett's QB2 floor or Haynes King developmental upside? And you can go first on that one.
Kenny Pickett's QB 2-4 floor.
Okay.
Haynes King is I mean, he is what he is. He's QB 3 or 4, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If they bring somebody, because they brought what happened, man? I didn't keep up. I mean, that's another question. When he bought Kyle
Right.
Trask in the other day, what ended up?
They said they didn't sign him at that time because there was other injuries and things and positions on the team that needed to be filled, especially training camp right now. So Dave Canales did say at a press conference that right now it just wasn't a good time to make that signing.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So we're not worried about Haynes King right now. Not unless if Haynes King come out here and be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah. But right now it's more to me Kenny's QB2 floor.
Okay. Will, what you got?
It's about Pickett's floor. Pickett's floor. If Bryce Young got to come out for, if Bryce Young got to come out for a glass of water, Pickett needs to be able to pick up the offense and continue to move the ball down the field and be effective. For until we get Bryce Young back in the game after Bryce Young had to tape his fingers or something like that. So I just want to make Haynes King, his developmental upside. You would want to be able to find somebody like that could be able to grow into the offense and be the backup, right? To be a serviceable backup. But I think that they value Kenny Pickett's experience over Haynes King's upside, potential upside. So I think it's all about Pickett's floor and him operating the offense at NFL speed.
Okay. All right, Peter, what you got? What you think?
What the
I
question
don't know.
is? What's the question again?
What matters more Thursday in the Hall
Hmm.
of Fame game between the Panthers and the Cardinals? Is it Kenny Pickett's QB2 floor or Haynes King developmental upside?
Um, Technically, I would say Pickett, but in reality, it's kind of both. I always have a fantasy of that third string quarterback, that upside quarterback, surprising
Mm-hmm.
and being like, well, wait a minute, what do we got here? You know what I'm saying? I always have that fantasy. So when it comes to preseason, I'm always watching that upside quarterback. And so the reason why I say both is because Kenny Pickett, obviously, for this season, but for the potential future, who knows if you fall into your own Brock Purdy or something. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. But yeah, that's how I look at it.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. I just know I watched enough games of Haynes King. And this wasn't even scouting him. Just watching him. Um, he has a lot. He has a lot to work on to be an NFL caliber quarterback. I
Right.
mean, his mental makeup is strong. He's tough as nails. Um, he's a run first quarterback, and I hesitate to say dual threat because he can't hurt you both ways. He can definitely hurt you with his legs, and that's what Georgia Tech used him for. But
Mm,
I just never seen or witnessed him hurt anybody with his passing. I don't think his
right.
style um
He's not
will
a big enough
will
threat enough.
bode well.
Absolutely, he don't deal
Right.
in the pocket. He don't deal in the pocket.
Yeah.
His pocket
Yeah.
presence
His
is little to
right.
none.
You get some pressure on him when he's back in the
Yeah,
pocket, he
he
will
vacates.
crumble. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he
Gotcha.
will fold. So I just said all that for the people like Charlie the Gamer who believe so vehemently in Haynes King that Haynes King would be the number 2 quarterback after Thursday is what he said. So yeah, I just really wanted to say that for Charlie, man. Yeah, I don't think that'll happen, my guy. Only reason he's lucky enough to make the team right now is because he is the third quarterback. He
Mhm.
will be the emergency quarterback, practice squad quarterback, unless Carolina choose to bring in somebody else. Here you go.
Mhm.
Here you go.
Well,
Don't
Charlie
worry about it, Tony.
Gamers,
I'll check in Thursday night. Yeah.
Charlie Gamers,
Yo.
Bucks got their own little secret weapon that we kind of low key have under our breath. So I'm with you. I got my own little project that I'm kind of hoping surprises us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kansas State
Okay.
quarterback Jalen Daniels.
Oh, now
Coaches kind
see,
of like him.
see. Now you don't want me to even get started on Jaden Daniels. Because he's
Hey,
another
listen,
quarterback. I have watched plenty of tape on him since his redshirt freshman season. The boy is he's dynamic as a runner. He got speed, he's elusive, and all that. When you talking about just playing quarterback, just throwing the ball,
yeah.
Jalen ain't it. He's not
Well,
it, Pewter.
listen, I don't know much about him. I watched a little bit of tape on him. I'm kind of
Right.
like whatever with it, but I will
Mm-hmm.
say this: there's been a lot of rumblings as far as like the coaching staff, kind of like they liking him. We uh we let go of Kyle Trask because of this guy Belize, this other quarterback we got, and now it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Daniels is kind of doing this to him, and it's gotten to the point where they've even had him take snaps against the first team defense. So Bowles is kind of like really
Okay.
poking at him and seeing like, do we have something here? Like,
Yeah.
and I didn't say this loud, but I've been telling
Yeah.
Buck fans like this Baker contract, like everyone, what people don't understand is Baker's not pissed about the money. He's pissed about the years because Jason Light basically told him, "Yeah, we like you. We just don't think you're our long-term solution." So
Mm-hmm.
there's some plan going on, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if it's. I'm not saying it's Jalen Daniels. I think more likely the draft either this year or next year.
Yeah.
But there's that's just like I said. I'm just in the same boat as the dude in the comment section where I'm like looking and kind of like I hope he shows me something. That'd be nice.
Look,
That's
man,
that.
there's
Kodak,
Nothing
too
big.
many
That's it.
Kodak.
quarterbacks. There's too many quarterbacks coming out. There's too many quarterback options coming out. That's like above average guys. That's gonna be
Yeah,
good pro quarterbacks. So I mean, this is like for a quarterback class. It's almost like an edge rusher class where there's guys that's gonna be serviceable and gonna help teams get past that cap and gonna, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, to go to the next 4 years because go and get their fifth year option and all type of stuff like that. It's gonna be a lot of guys that they're gonna be able to steal. That's gonna so a lot of teams are looking for the future. A lot of teams are looking for the future.
Okay, y'all hold that thought. Hey, shout out to Federico El Padrino for the $10 super chat. He said Panthers and Bryce mirror the Hornets post Melo. Cam and Melo centralized the talent on offense. Now it's more evenly distributed. If BY proves to be an upper echelon game manager, we win 30 to 40 million a year. All right, Federico, I appreciate that $10 super chat, my guy. Thank you so much. That will go towards helping to make the channel better. So I greatly appreciate that. Which Charlie the game. Imagine finding your franchise quarterback in undrafted free agency while you still can build and pay a monster team till it's time to pay him.
Yeah, that would be
Okay,
dream.
Charlie.
That's a dream.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think anybody in the NFL has realized that dream yet.
Hmm.
Oh, you know what? Tony Romo did, because Tony Romo was an undrafted free agent. Hey, Jake Delhomme was an undrafted free agent. So yeah, let me pull back on that one, because those are two guys I could think of off the top of my head that were undrafted free agents and did better than what most people thought they were going to do.
Kurt Warner.
Yep. Oh, I can't. How can I forget him? Super Bowl champion, Kurt Warner. Good catch, Goat. Appreciate that. Federico said, "Bless up." All right, appreciate you, Federico. So,
But I mean that don't happen. That don't happen every day. You're not gonna shake a bush and it fall. You best believe
right,
that.
right. Ain't no question. Ain't no doubt about that. Let me ask you guys this question. Um, which quarterback mistake will concern you the most? Will you can go first on that one.
I'm sorry, Tony. Swing around. My wife was asking me, so I was telling my wife something. So
Oh,
can
okay.
you work your way
I
back to
got you.
me?
I
Yeah.
got you. I got you. I got you. Go ahead.
What you said? Which quarterback mistake would?
Yeah, what concern you the most?
Uh, far as what though, Tony? Like, what you mean by that? I'm not, cause I don't believe I'm getting what you're putting down.
Um, you right, because I didn't. That wasn't a thorough enough question. Um, hmm, yeah, that wasn't a thorough enough question. Yeah, that wasn't a
Yeah,
thorough enough question.
what you saying? Is it mistakes that I don't want to see them make again, or like what's
Yeah,
going?
if you want to answer it that way, I didn't pose the question correctly, but if that's the way you want to answer it, go ahead.
I mean, we not far as Thursday. we're not gonna see enough of Bryce Young to say, "Oh man, he's doing this again or he doing that." If he even plays, is he
Right.
supposed to
Yeah,
play?
we're
Is
not
he
gonna see
supposed to
it.
play Thursday?
No,
We're not gonna see it.
no, they already
Yeah,
they already said the starters will not play Thursday.
yeah. So all we gonna be doing is evaluating. You know what I'm saying? Practice squad guys and
Mm-hmm.
backups and stuff like that. So yeah, we just gonna be happy to see football again. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I mean, like going into the preseason, the dress rehearsal or something like that. Um, I mean, as far as Bryce, it's a lot that I want to see different. But I'm pretty much y'all just have to hate me. I'm just pretty much out on Bryce Young, man. Like let's move on. Yeah, I'm just ready to move on, man.
Yeah,
I
I feel
mean,
you. I feel you.
yeah,
Hey, one thing about it, you have been 10 toes down on how you feel about Bryce
yeah.
from
I'm
from
just
from
ready
day
to move
one.
on,
So
man. I'm just let's go to bigger and better things, man. Like
okay, I got you. I got you. But stick around because I want to holler at you, go. But we're getting ready to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody for joining today. Everybody tuning in. We had like almost like 110 people watching. Between two channels. Shout out to Pewter, Will, Go, MDJ, Poppin, Driver, Ray Shack, everybody that was on the panel there. I greatly appreciate it, you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give my closing statement. We're gonna get on up out of here. So Bryce Young has earned organizational belief, but the Panthers still have to decide when that belief should turn into a long-term financial commitment. Seattle will serve as a test of whether Carolina rebuild has truly matured, since the Seahawks represent the kind of physical, adaptable, and stable organizations the Panthers are trying to become. Thursday shifts the focus to a different evaluation entirely. Kenny Pickett needs to establish immediate backup stability, while Haynes King must show developmental discipline. The grading process cannot be limited to points or highlight plays. Instead, it has to focus on communication, decision making, response to pressure, and how each quarterback corrects mistakes. That is what separates a simple game result from meaningful football evidence. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. If you did, share it with a friend or family member. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. If you want even more content, consider becoming a member on my Patreon. Is getting ready to ramp up over there. That's where we're going to do more, have more deep dive football discussions where we're talking about scheme, technique, anything that has to do with football, because there's a lot more things I can do over there than I can through YouTube. But all the links to the social media is in the YouTube description. You can check it out. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, everybody, keep pounding.